the home side by no more than 3 or 4 goals. As we see the two sides take to their respective field positions, not far away from the opening bounce. We'll mention the umpires, Toby Medlin, Thomas Bryce, Rowan Huntermark in the field. On the boundary, Matthew Herman, Sam Royans. In the goal face, Michael Button and, of course, Alana Bruno. Created history last week, the first female Samford League goal umpire. So great to see Alana getting a backup game in the league. So we're not far away. Opening quarter here, round 10, Samford Maccas League. We're on the Digital Pass and Samford Radio. And your first commentator to kick things off is Big Clash, Sturt and South, is former advertiser journalist Doug Robertson.
Things are settling down here at the Peter Motley Oval. The heart of only. The Blues come in now. Big Jack Osborne, the former basketball, American college basketball, up against Brooksby. Big Jack got it, pushed it down, but it was Brooksby who got it to it first. He knocks it out. Cross can't take it. He's thrown to the ground. Good strong tackle. Good strong tackle applied there by Teal. He wins the ball. Free kick. He's looking round left and right. He's just to the backward of centre. Goes forward and wide. Looking for him, finding Kirkwood on the chest. Abe Davis right on his tack, but couldn't stop the mark. Short again from Kirkwood. The Blues just looking for a way through. They're trying to pick a hole in this defence. It's quite congested at the moment. Down to the half-forward line. Hands go straight through from Brooksby. Goes to the ground. Good tackle there by Liddle. South Adelaide co-captain brings down and collects Calhoun and collects a free kick. Very quick then, Liddle. Very good attack on the ball.
Yeah, he's in great form as well, Nick Liddle. 4-time best and fairest winner, Doug.
Play on now. Fields goes along. The ball's taken back there. One of the most regular, Jack Stevens. Best on ground in the grand final 2 years ago. Wonderful mark at the back of the pack. Looks in and easily finds Sumner. Sumner's just backward of centre in the middle of the ground. He goes wide again. That's picked up by Fraser Evans. His left foot goes forward. Nicely taken, charged at it and taken on the mark. Quickly into the centre half forward area. Right to the hospital. Up and down was McAdam. He recovers quickly, tries to barge his way through the pack, but it's taken to ground. Wonderful attack on the ball by McAdam, Philip. Yeah,
it was great attack by Charlie McAdam. As you said, he's been a live wire in attack for the Double Blues. As we'll have a ball up in front of their goal, 30 metres out. Brooksby won the hit out over the back. Nick Liddle tries to get to the footy first. It comes from Crocker to Slimming. Off his preferred left. The kick around the body to the goal line. Marked by Brad Crabb for South Adelaide. His kick's a dangerous one. Chopped off by Hone. Needs some support from a teammate as the rain starts to tumble here at Peter Motley Oval. Big Osborne flies. Couldn't take it. Socket off the ground by Tyson Brown of the Panthers. Now it's a race for pace. Coming through to the ball first was Cross. He was taken by Thiele. Nothing doing, so it comes back out now to the Panthers player there in Fields. His kick was touched off the boot. Hurren did mark it. Does well to get boot to ball, looking for a teammate in fit. Davis hard up against the line, does well to keep it in. As the rain tumbles down here at Peter Motley Oval. Kruger for South, couldn't quite take it cleanly. Kirkwood, his opposition, could. Off now to Harms, a long raking kick inside 50. Great courage from Colotto. The ball's going to trickle through for a minor score. So the first score on the contest, 2.5 minutes gone. It's the Double Blues one behind, South Adelaide yet to score. You're on the Digital Pass and Samford Radio with Doug Robertson.
Brilliant vision there by Kirkwood. His left-handed handball went 15-20 metres and to two free third players, so they had a shot at goal. Crabb brings the ball back in, kicks it outside of the 50 defence, and a good mark taken out on the wing. South Adelaide now going towards the wing, the half back to the wing. On the pitch of the boundary, it's punched over. The umpire says it was touched and it'll be a throw-in. Right on the wing, on the outer ground, scoreboard showing Sturt 1 point, South yet to score. 3 minutes into the first term here at Unley Oval, Peter Motley Oval. Reid in against Brooksby. Brooksby tries to get the front. Reid brought that down beautifully. Hurried the kick out of the pack from the Blues, goes half forward. Big Jack Osborne smashes through the pack. The ball's outside the 50. Osborne's got it again. Handballs to Kirkwood, wheels on his right foot. Goes straight at goal. There's a man at the back. It looks like Evans. It's just over his head. Mark Evans couldn't get to it. It's another point. Sturt go to 2 points. South yet to score, almost 4 minutes into the quarter.
And the Double Blues doing all the attacking, just not able to get a goal on the board. Zane Kirkwood, first score from a player. The previous score was a rush behind. So Brad Crabb, the former captain for South Adelaide, will take the kick out. He'll go to the outer side. Looking for a teammate out there. Couldn't quite take it. He slipped. First there for Sturt was Hone. Kirkwood pleaded for being hung on to. Summerton there over the footy for the Panthers. Nothing doing. Thiele comes through. Jams it on the boot. rushed through for a minor score. The kick missing to the left. So Sturt doing all the peppering. 3 behind the Double Blues. 4 minutes into this opening term. As the kick out again will be taken for South Adelaide. On this occasion, it's going to be the youngster Tate Coleman, the under-18s captain, made his league debut last week. Who go to that same outer side looking for Brooksby. Couldn't take it. Colotto there. Clean with a hand pass. Now to Liddle. Kick around the body. Couldn't quite find his teammate Haran. Good attack on the ball from Beamans. Just overran the slippery footy. Stevens there for Sturt. Gives it off to his good mate in Tom Harms, the teacher from Tatachilla. He'll kick down the line looking for a teammate. But the ball skids over the boundary line. It'll be last possession free kick. It's South Adelaide in with the ball, and it's the former Eagles player in Jake Summerton bringing it in from defensive 50.
Summerton's looking for an opportunity. He's in the back pocket. Kicks now up and under. It's a bit of a hit and hope. Big pack forms. Brooksby let it go through his fingers. He's at the front of the pack. Ball's on the ground now. Sturt's got hold of it and Taggart. Throwing it out. There's a scurry of players. The ball bounces around. A quick kick off the ground. Pushes into the attacking 50. First to it was Colotto for South. He snaps across his shoulder. Down there, couldn't be taken by Summerton. Hit the ground again, right on the edge of the attacking 50 for the Blues. Free kick picked out. Can't see which way it's going to South Adelaide. Free kick there for a illegal disposal, and Cross takes it. He goes one way, then the other goes short and finds Big Abe Davis. Handball back in the 1-2. Cross short again. Looking for a teammate out there, and it's Haynes. Takes the mark just forward of centre on the wing on the outer side. Back in again. Chip. That's South Adelaide's way. Cross again. He's been involved in 3 stats in the last 30 seconds. He now up and under because there was nothing on offer. Ball's pushed to the half-forward line for South, right on the edge of the boundary. Umpire runs in. It'll be a ball up.
I think that passing shower's just finished for the moment, Doug, but the forecast, plenty of rain and thunderstorms this afternoon, so I think we're going to be in for a long day.
Well, I'm glad I'm wearing the headphones. It keeps your ears warm and your hair on, doesn't it, at least? Ball's gone down now. It's just into the attacking area for the Blues. Pack of players. Ball's held in touch. He's thrown out. Colotto gives it back to the umpire. Just forward of centre on the outer wing. Ball up. Keegan in there. Punch it clear and hard to Fields. Fields goes wide. He gets Haynes. Haynes from the half-back flank. Goes forward. Bit of body pressure. And looks like it's a free kick to South Adelaide. Pushed out early. Yes. South Adelaide picks it up, and that's Beamans, Anthony Beamans, former Magpies player. South now into the attacking 50. Ball's hit the ground. Great defensive work by the defensive Blues players, and there's Fraser Evans going back to get a free kick. It must have been held on to.
I think he got head-high contact from Nick Liddle, Doug, but we're just seeing that the ball really being held up with the breeze. The South Adelaide players just need to run and carry it a bit further and get that ball deep inside attacking 50.
Well, they're doing it at the back line to get it to the centre wing, and then they stop. Then they go hit and hope. It's just not productive.
So Evans with the free kick goes a long way to the outer side centre wing. Overrunning the ball rather was Heaslip. Zane Kirkwood there for Sturt. He'll get onto it, put it on the right boot, kick towards left half forward. It's going to trickle over the boundary line. And it will be a free kick to South Adelaide. Last touch possession here in the SANFL. I have my suspicions we may see that at the next level up in a few seasons.
We're certainly talking about it, that's for sure.
Malcolm Blight's been having a chat to those powers that be in the AFL. He had a chat with Mickey Godden and a few other, Marty Mattner included, a few other SANFL people to see the impact that has at our level. Personally, I love it. I don't think it causes any issues as the ball's at half forward left for the Double Blues, and we'll have a ball up. Right at the apex of the square, 8 minutes gone. Sturt 3 behind. South Adelaide yet to score. Round 10, SANFL Maccas League. Phil Aspinall and Doug Robertson, your commentary team. As Brooksby won the hit out clearly on this occasion, straight down to Liddle. He's wrapped up immediately in a Crocker tackle. Saw Matty Crocker having a wander around the streets of Unley this morning with former Sturt teammate Carlo Calabrese.
Oh, Calabrese.
Christian Calabrese, rather. Carlo played for Norwood, I think, many moons ago.
He did.
So ball up again, similar position to where we were previous. This time Reid, front position, won the hit out, but only as far as Haynes. He kicks around the body, looking for a teammate in Rankin. Good work in there from Veal. Gets a shepherd off the ball from Thiele. And Veal's long raking kick inside 50. Evans uses his body, ball spills out the back. It's going to slew off the back of the pack and escorted over the boundary line by Tyson Brown.
Didn't that long kick put the pressure on for the defence?
It did indeed. And Sturt taking advantage of that breeze, kicking it in long to the dangerous area. It's going to be thrown into a dangerous area. Left forward pocket down by the tennis courts here at Unley. Peter Motley Oval, round 10 Sample Maccas League. Ball thrown back into play. Good work from Brooksby. Won the hit out unopposed. Kick was marked front position there by Beamans. Very good against his former team, the Magpies, last week, Anthony Beamans. He's 50 from defensive goal. Gets the call on now from the umpire to hurry up. His kick held up by the breeze. Kicks it over towards the scoreboard. Escorted over the line by Harron and Reid. We'll have another throw in. So 9.5 gone in the first term. It's Sturt 3 behind South Adelaide, yet to score.
Ball about to come in. Just on 10-minute mark. Approaching. Reid for Sturt. Up against Brooksby. The league's winning ruckman at the moment. Ball goes down, kicked out by Haynes for South Adelaide. Goes high and wide, hits the floor now, out in front of the pack, and it rolls over the boundary, the half-forward line. It'll be a last touch rule. Evans takes the ball back for the Blues. He's looking now. South have got everything blocked down. Has to go short.
Great
finds
kick.
a man. That was Crocker. Takes the ball, goes wide.
He's been given 25.
Umpires involved, yeah.
Yeah, I think the South Adelaide player just overstepped the mark before umpire Huntermark called play on.
Ball coming back now. Handball's off and they're running down the middle. Veal from the centre, straight into the attacking area. Beautiful spot. Up and down. There's players going a Colotto. Push it to the ground. Sturter in there with a handball to nowhere. Hits the ground again. Blues out and hard with Evans. Flicks it out. No one can get it. It's outside the attacking 50. Crow wants it in the back. Doesn't look to be that way. Veal was right on there. The crowd thinking that he was pushed in the back. The umpire disagreed.
I thought Liam Fitt rolled him in the tackle. I thought he did it really well there, Doug. So good call from the umpire.
Ball's back in the centre half forward position. Bounce over the pack. It's gone to full forward now. It's just rolled left of goal. Picked up now by the South Adelaide defender in the youngster in Brown. No, it is Tyson Brown. Took it over the line. Ball will be thrown in. Ball will be thrown into the deep forward pocket for Sturt on the left-hand side. Wind favouring the southern end. Ball up and down. Just didn't quite reach the ruckman because of the wind. There's a scrap for players. It's hit the ground. There's 3 on the ground with their knees and 3 around them. Noticing
that Sturt are playing the ruckman kick behind play. The big fella in Reid standing about 70 from goal, and Rory Taggart, whilst he's outsized against Keegan Brooksby, taking the ruck duties for the Double Blues.
And virtually gave that away. There's a free kick. It looks like, yes, there's a free kick to Sturt, I think, for interference in the ruck.
Yeah, it was, and it was really clever because Taggart took front position, and I guess because of the height mismatch, big Keegan Brooksby took Taggart over the shoulder, and then Brooksby just booted the ball out of the area, and he's given away a 25, so this should be a certainty for the Double Blues, Doug.
Can't see him missing from here. He's on the edge of the kick-out square. He kicked from 1 metre in. That's the goal. That's the first goal to Sturt. Sturt now 1 goal 3, 9 points. Almost 20 minutes into the first game. That's thanks to Morris Finance. Your success is our business. First goal to the Blues. They've taken a long time to kick it. Almost 12 and a half minutes into the game, but they've had all the play. I don't think South Adelaide has gone into their top 25 metres.
Yeah, exactly right. South Adelaide certainly struggling to get the ball past centre, and South Adelaide really the defence under pressure. The weight of numbers finally won out, and Sturt able to get that first goal on the board. Great story on Rory Taggart, injury prone throughout his career, second stint in the SANFL. As we're back in the middle, Hunter, the former Double Blue, gets a clearance now for South Adelaide, gives it off there to a teammate in Rankin. He's kicked though, chopped off beautifully by Tom Harms.
Beautifully marked.
2-time premiership defender. So the best thing that happened to him outside of winning those 2 flags was becoming a dad a couple of years ago. A beautiful young family as the kick from Sturts turned over by Rankin, the former Blood, gives it back in board now to Kruger. The smooth moving Nathan Kruger keeps the ball low, but chopped off nicely by Colhoun. Marks from 20 out, defensive goal. He'll come to this broadcast side. Well-weighted kick finds Greenslade. Great to see Johnny Greenslade back playing league footy after that knee reconstruction. He's kicked down the line. Body work from Osborne was good. Took the mark. Played on quickly. Rush kick inside 50. Taggart couldn't take it. Good crumbing there, Somerton. Gets the hand pass out now, relieving the defensive pressure is Hunter for South Adelaide. Just jams it on the boot towards centre wing. It is going to roll out of bounds, so we're going to see plenty of this last possession free kick. And Vil, you've stepped inside the field of play, so you've got to play on. He kicks inside 50, spills into the hands there of Evans. In there for Sturt was McAdam. Sturt's forward line pressure, putting the Panthers under some heat. Crab for South, up to the task. Hunter gives his teammate a shepherd in Somerton. The kick around the body, looking for numbers. Good crumbing there from Cross. He'll kick towards centre wing. Great Mark Kruger has the teammate flanking him in Liddle. Goes in board with a hand pass over the top for Davis. The inside 50 for South. Ball needs to sit for Davis. Jams it on the boot. He's got a teammate in the goal square, and Liam Fit. Fit marks, Fit goals.
That's brilliant football. Great football at South Adelaide. For once, they held their head down, looked to field. Players ran to empty positions, and the kicking, the passing was spot on. Good relay team football. Great goal for South Adelaide.
And there's South Adelaide's Balfour's first goal of the game, baking people happy since 1953. So that's what South Adelaide need to do, Doug. They've got to run and carry the ball. Really impressed by the mark there from Kruger. Played on quickly, handball to Liddle. And then we know when Nick Little's got the ball in hand, he's generally going to use it. South get their first goal. Liam Fit with the one.
And a goal they needed too, because it's really the first time they've gone that deep into attack. They are now 1 goal, 6 points. They trail Sturt 1 goal, 3. 15 minutes into the first term. Ball up and down now, kicked out again by left foot by Cross towards South Adelaide's goal. Ball hits the ground, can't take it. Bouncing ball was Calhoun. Sturt now across the halfback. Goes Knighton, nice and neat, looking for big Jack Osborne. Takes the mark and hands off quickly, running through the centre. Decided not to handball to Calhoun again, goes forward. That was a kick in hope, and it was just lost in hope because it was marked easily by Collado for South Adelaide.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive mark, Doug.
Goes out wide to Brown. Tyson Brown's got King Crab. Crabby takes it. King Crabby goes short. And there's the running machine. Taking another mark in Cross. McGarry medalist looks forward, goes short again. South Adelaide.
That was Cross's 7th disposal, Doug. Already he now has more total disposals than what he did last week.
Well, yeah, maybe he's just a bit shaken up about last week. It's not a bad thing to have a bad game every now and again. As Kirkwood on the left boot puts them into the attacking 50 again. Ball's hit the ground, couldn't mark by South Adelaide. Salburn handballs out quickly to Brown. Brown's out wide to Collado. He's got a bouncing ball. Tacked by the Sturt player running from the half forward flank. It was beautiful play by, was that Dodd come flying through? Beautiful play by Dodd. He smashed it to the boundary. It's a ball in. And it looked very like South will get away with that.
Yeah, and that's that forward line pressure we spoke about, what Dodd brings to the double blue. So that'll please Marty Matner. A forward 50 stoppage.
Bit of pace then.
Yep, so the ball will be thrown back in. Harron will do the ruck work for South. Reid for the double blues. Harron won this one out looking for Noble, but first there Penfold of Sturt. Now Crocker with a kick around the body. On hands and knees, Fields with the long sleeves, gets a hand pass out, but it's sloppy. Missed the target. Good work from Reid. Now to Crocker. Kirkwood spots a teammate there in Fraser Evans, a long way from his defensive 50. He's a long kick. He kicks to the hot spot. Crab fists it through for a minor score. So a rush behind to Sturt. They're 1-4-10. South Adelaide a 1 straight 6. We've gone 17 minutes in the opening term here on the Sandford Digital Pass with Phil Aspinall, and the next voice you'll hear, Doug Robertson.
Experience them from Crab. They call him King Crab. Kick off to himself and run out was Coleman. He's gone long to the outside the attacking 50 or the defensive 50, but it's a Sturt mark out behind the pack. Quickly plays on, finds Kirkwood in the middle. He reels around. Umpire tells him to stop. Now play on. He's gone. Push onto his left foot. Kicks back into the attacking area. 25 metres from goal and marked beautifully by Crab. Good strong mark. He would have felt the pressure then but didn't flinch. Handballs off quickly. South comes running out of defence now, looking forward. Big long kick towards the goal. Fit under it. It's over his head. Bounces out on the full. South Adelaide will get that back. The ideal from Brown was right to play on the kick, and it's just a metre too long. Quickly kicked in by Stevens. Marked nicely by Harms, unopposed. Harms is 70 metres from goal. Goes now with a big drop punt. Into the hot spot right in front of the goal square. Jack Osborne using his size, flattens 3 people, punches the ball forward. South Adelaide again on the run. It's good play by Cross. He's just a possession machine. Out to the just backward of centre for South Adelaide. The Sturt have got hold of it now. It's Evans with a quick handball to no one. South Adelaide's Brooksby cleans up. Handballs are going to Abe Davis, gets it out, and there's Rankin. Bit of cool head, puts it out in front of Beamans. Beamans running hard. But Sturt defenders get there first. It's a clash of players coming through with Somerton. Handball on there to Hone or Veal. Sturt over the top was Crocker, and Crabby again saves the day for South Adelaide.
And Davis now from defensive 50. Good pressure from the South Adelaide defence, but the rush kick from Davis goes out of bounds on the full. So Veal, the former Neefle Swans player, will bring it back in. It's a dangerous kick. Body collision there was good. Good body work in there from Battersby. He's felled 2 South Adelaide players, both slow to get to their feet. One Kruger, one Fields. Kruger, I think, the worst for wear, as Tommy Fields gets up, just wiping a little bit of blood from the nose.
It's bad enough when you get injured by the opponents, but when you're taking each other out, it's a bit much.
Yeah, it was a dangerous kick in board. Looks like Kruger just a little worse for wear. As I said, the ball thrown back into play. Over the top of the pack there from Brooksby. His attempted soccer missed the target. Tearley again with plenty of possession. Good pressure from Cross. The tackle affected the disposal. It spills out towards Mark Evans. He could have been pushed in the back. The Sturt faithful in front of us, not happy. Somerton, I thought, did okay. He follows up on hands and knees. Handball came out from Brooksby. Gives it off there to Fit on the non-preferred right. His kick inside 50. Chopped off beautifully, though, by Fraser Evans.
Yeah, he was under pressure and just kicked in a second.
Long-sleeved Evans goes sideways now, and he'll spot up a teammate out there in Veal, getting plenty of the footy. His kick is a good one, and it will find on true centre wing the outer side. It's Greenslade in the teal blue boots. Johnny Greenslade, he'll kick down the line to half forward. Big Osborne in the front position. Ball spills out the back. Hunter there first. Somerton under some pressure. Good work, Penfold. But he was taken high. Player there for South Adelaide, Somerton, was taken high by Penfold. As the player spotlight, no surprises, Doug Robertson, that it's going to be Joel Cross. He's been amazing in this opening quarter.
He's on fire.
9 disposals, 2 rebound 50s. As speaking of rebound 50, Tom Fields with a booming kick, Luxor Fortune falls into the arms of Heaslip. South have it at halfback flank broadcast side.
Ball taken by Zust in the centre. He goes wide. Just drops the ball a bit short. That's not a good kick for a big tall man, but he recovered well in Clotto. And ball's out wide, taken by Reddy Golo. He goes wider still. South Adelaide now coming down the outer wing, hugging the boundary line. Good strong mark. Taken by Brown. He's making some ground. The defensive half of South Adelaide is empty. They're all up forward, and that's the Sturt way. Clog up the opportunities. And there's Kirkwood taking a strong mark. Not unopposed, but almost unopposed, because he's just used his strength to hold out the South Adelaide defender. A 25-metre penalty.
Yeah, ill discipline from the Panthers. I think the ball was knocked out of Kirkwood's hands. Unnecessary.
They're on fire, though, South Adelaide. They're starting to get some strength and take control. They were overwhelmed early as Kirkwood goes into the attacking zone. 2 ground. The ball comes and kicked in by Hone. I think it was down. Under it is Haynes. Could not take the pressure. He had his eyes on the ball. Went straight through his hands. Dropped to the ground. There's a pile-up of players. Will be a ball up 15 metres inside the attacking 50 at the southern end of Peter Motley Oval. 22 minutes into the game. 1 goal for Sturt, 1 goal South Adelaide.
Ball thrown up, 40 out from the Double Blues goal. Brooksby down to Davis, though. South Adelaide will clear, but it might be temporarily. The ball bounces on its end, favouring the big man there in Reid. But a great tackle out there from Beamans. Good pressure from Hellier. Does well to keep the ball in. In fact, it was Zust, rather.
Yeah, he was good.
Cody Zust, been very impressed by him. He's only playing his 13th Samful Maccas League game. He's another one of those juniors that's come through the ranks.
Yeah, he's a bit lean, but he has a crack, doesn't he?
Absolutely. As the ball's going to be thrown in. True centre wing, outer side. 22 gone in this first term. 1-4-10 the Double Blues. South 1 straight 6. As Sturt will go forward now with a foray through Reid. The kick towards the left forward pocket. Big Osborne couldn't take the mark. Big Brad Crabb fist the ball over the boundary line. It'll be tossed in left forward pocket. 35 out from the Double Blues goal. South will be pleased that they've only been able to concede the 1 goal. And Sturt will be desperate to get another couple of quick ones before the first break.
Ain't that the truth?
Ball thrown in. Shallow throw in. Good work over the back there from the big man Osborne. Now down to Tearley. Got it from Kirkwood. The handball in board looking for Greenslade. Could have been taken high. Umpire says nothing doing. Umpire Thomas Bryce comes in and says, I will have it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Quick hands from Kirkwood, Phil, wasn't it?
It's reflex type stuff. No wonder he's a 2-time McGarry medalist, 4-time best and fairest here at the Double Blues. As South's defence up to the task again. Haynes, he was crunched as he kicked the footy.
And just as well.
Rory Taggart there, just getting him right on impact. And front on as well. Downfield free is going to come the way of Jake Somerton.
It would have been a turnover if he didn't get that free kick, so bad discipline.
So the former Eagle, Somerton, kicks down looking for his big skipper there in Brooksby.
Well done.
Good work from Heaslip off the right boot. Kicks it now and finds a teammate in Rankin. Just decided to slow things down. Did look to give the hand pass off Rankin. Normally plays as a half-back flanker, but spending time in the middle and up forward. He spots Haran, the former Magpie. He'll go long inside 50, down there looking for Cross, but coming in beautifully and taking the mark is Stevens.
He's reliable, isn't he?
Jack Stevens, renowned for those intercept marks, and Anthony Beamans just giving away a 25-metre penalty. And Stevens, the Jack Oatey medalist, as you said, Doug, one of the best players in the competition. He'll relieve for the Double Blues from defensive 50.
That must be 4 or 5 25-metre penalties already in this game, so it's really red hot. But South Adelaide have got to steady. They're giving away the majority. As the handball comes out to Liddle. Goes wide now, doesn't know where to go, back to Fields. Fields on his left foot, puts you in front of goal. Big pack forming. Plays, it's gone over the top, gone to the back, and it's a clean mark. South Adelaide, they've taken a good mark there. Looks like Joel Cross. It's on his chest, right at the back of the pack, and he is having a day on. He's only 20 metres out, Phil, going for South Adelaide. Second goal, almost 25 minutes into this first term.
Yeah, plenty of players flew, Doug. We saw the kick come in from Fields, and Cross just read it better, took the mark at the back of the pack, judged the flight better.
Cross comes in now, kicks a goal, right over the top of the umpire's heads. Players come running back. That's South Adelaide now hit the lead. 2 goals, 12 points. Sturt, 1 goal for 25 minutes into the first term. And Sturt are unlucky, or maybe South is the lucky one to take the lead, because Sturt have just dominated so far in this quarter.
Yeah, and speaking of dominating, we've seen why Joel Cross is a 2-time Magarey medalist and 2-time best and fairest. He was our player spotlight earlier in this quarter. Of course, thanks to Total Investment Property Solutions, helping everyday people invest in property. And Cross is just on fire to start this opening term contest as we're back in the middle. Big Brooksby does the ruck work, wins the hit out down. Another clearance though for Kirkwood. The handball just fell at the feet there of Hone. He'll toe poke it forward. Clever pick up from Taggart. His hand pass missed the target. In fact, it was Dodd. Good follow-up effort with the tackle. Now off to Hone. Hone's hand pass missed the target. Then Noble applies a high tackle for South Adelaide on his Sturt opponent in Thiele. So Thiele, he's going to get the free kick. He's at the apex of half forward. On the left half forward flank. His side trailing by 2 points, 26 gone. Plays on now, kicks the ball long inside 50. Where's Big Jack?
Bang.
Comes barging out. Ball can't quite stay in play. Slimming and Zust see it over the boundary line. So it'll be thrown in again, left forward pocket. 26 gone. We've only had the 3 goals kicked, so there shouldn't be too much more time on left. And we see the ball deep inside. Sturt's attacking forward 50. Down at that tennis court or southern end here at Peter Motley Oval. Ball thrown in. Osborne front position. The ball spills over the back. Battersby there. Taking it, Heaslip gives it to Liddle. Now to Redagolo. South flicking the ball around in defensive 50. Battersby on hands and knees. Here's the voice of Hone. Kirkwood taps it out, but South up to the task. They come away from defensive 50. Redagolo goes short and spots up the previous goal kicker in Cross, who will relieve from defensive 50 for the Panthers.
Interesting, Cross and Kirkwood are playing wide of each other. Cross has said that the most difficult opponent he's come against in the sample is Kirkwood, but they're playing apart, both having impact, as Cross's kick was knocked over the boundary just forward of centre on the southern end, favouring the Blues.
One thing's for certain, Doug Robertson, both Joel Cross and Zane Kirkwood, absolute guns of this competition.
Champions, great players. Brings people through the turnstiles.
Exactly what I was just about to say.
And look, the weather's dropped. It's a calm now. We might be getting a storm, who knows, but there is no wind at this moment.
In the forecast for some afternoon thunderstorms, it's going to roll in about 3:30, so probably another hour or so away by the looks of it.
As the siren sounds to end the first term, South Adelaide lead 2 goals, 12 points. Sturt 1 goal for 10 points, and Sturt probably had enough to lead in this first term. They let it slip. They were snappy. What I did like about them was that they were happy to kick the ball long, put a lot of pressure on the South defence. South were pretty good, Brad Crabb especially. Firm as a button back there, and Somerton strong, Brown very good and running. Not a bad game. And the other end of the spectrum, the defence by the champions that Sturt have got in Evans and Fraser, Fraser Evans, not what I meant, Fraser Evans and Jack Stevens, his offsider, just solid and strong. Good contest, Phil Aspler.
Absolutely, Doug. It's quarter time. Sturt 1-4-10. They are trailing South Adelaide 2 straight.
Very often you can overreact when someone gets a hit around the head, but look, if it's accidental, if it's just shrapnel, so to speak, coming off the edge with no intention. Why should you be penalised for that?
And I think the other thing, you always pay attention to what the teammates of Joe Haynes did. None of them really went to remonstrate.
Yes.
So I think it was just a footy contest.
Correct.
Taggart should be fine.
Correct.
As we see the crowd dispersing here at Peter Motley Oval. Beautiful setting here with the hills in the background. A bit of sunshine bathing some of the residents up there in the foothills of Adelaide.
Well, the crowd's building up too. Have a look down there at the northern pocket.
Yeah, pretty good numbers here. I suspect we might be pushing the 3,000 mark as the second term not too far away. Umpire Rowan Huntermark with ball in hand. He'll hold the footy aloft. The siren will sound, and your first caller to get us underway in the second term is Doug Robertson.
Tom Reed up against Brooksby. South Adelaide Silver Foxes runs under the ball. It was taken down by Reed, went straight to Kirkwood, but quickly, as he does so many times, Brooksby was right on the mark. He's pretty agile for a 6'6" ruckman. Strangely, he looks dwarfed against Big Osborne, who's 6'9" or something. Ball's out now. There's just a quick kick by Greenslade, just goes nowhere. South Adelaide picks up the scratch. It comes out now. Joe Haynes went wide. The kick has gone too wide. It's going looking for fit, but bounced in front of him on the edge of the boundary and taken over the boundary right on the member side wing. The ball will be thrown in. Bad kick then. He should have done a lot more with it.
Yeah, league footballer should have hit the target there. I know conditions are a little bit tricky out there as the breeze just starts to pick up again a little bit as we speak, so I would suspect some bad weather not too far away.
Yeah, no rain yet, just a little spit at the very beginning. Ball's bounced around. No one can get it. Battersby hasn't had an impact, couldn't get hold of it. The kick from Brooksby was blocked, but it's spilled off, and they've gone forward now. South Adelaide through, ready to go. Those hit the ground. Stirred it quick there, back there, a 1-2, and running away with it is Harms. Harms goes wide, out to Slimming. Slimming's on the run with the left foot. He's been injury prone, but he's certainly back and looking very attacking, the youngster. Out to his captain, Kirkwood. Kirkwood takes the ball and props. There's a ball running past his Battersby. Looks forward, goes over the centre. Ball not taken. Good spoil, good strong spoil. Ball's hit the ground. There's 3 players around it. Ball comes in. There's now 4. The umpire comes in to make it 5. He'll toss up.
Just thinking about the Double Blues defence, Doug, they're so unassuming. There are no real superstars down there. They're all quality sample players. They all get the job done week in, week out as the ball's thrown up. Osborne won the hit out. Kirkwood's kick was smothered. Well done from Kruger. Dives in over the top of Zane Kirkwood, and I think you're gone. It was Abe Davis, in fact, so Zane Kirkwood giving away a free for the Double Blues. Unlucky to some extent the ball spilled back underneath him, and Davis sat over the top, hailed the cap, won the free kick. Wow. So Davis' booming kick inside 50. Beeman's in front position, takes a strong mark in the hands.
It's got to be quick.
Should be within kicking distance here. Needs to just realise his own ability. He'll play on now, try and open up the arc, put it to the top of the square. Osborne getting back, Haynes flies. Good work in there at ground level from Zus. Gives it off to the player there in Liddle. The kick around the body, I reckon he's kicked it.
He's happy.
Liddle's kicked a goal. Great finish there from Nick Liddle. Good crumbing there from Cody Zust. And the Panthers get the opening goal of the second term. South go to 3 straight 18. Sturter 1 goal 4-10. 2.5 minutes gone in this second term. And of course that first goal for the Double Blues, thanks to Balfours, baking people happy since 1953. Great goal from a great player.
Oh, and he knew it was a goal as soon as he snapped that. It was thrown out of the pack with a quick handball, and bang, they kicked it a long time. I thought Beamans had lost the incentive because he took it too long to get the ball in there, but South Adelaide cleaned up nicely as the ball's gone up. Brooksby down, kicked out of the pack by Fields, I think it was. The ball hits the ground. Beamans again. Handball's on the edge of the 50 for South Adelaide, the southern end. With the ball going one way, then the other as he slipped. Handball's off. Long kick now towards the goalpost. In front, takes another one-hander. Great mark for the good, solid Stevens. He's just one of the champions of the sample competition.
Yeah, great defender, Jack Stevens, and took that as a spectacular one-handed mark, Doug.
Goes wide to Page, over his head, can't quite get it. Now he does. Handballs to Crocker over the top of the defender. Crocker goes long, but he's kicked it too far, and big. How would you like to have big Abe Davis coming over the back end? You heard him coming.
Dare I say it, Matty Crocker, that was a shocker.
It was a shocker.
His kick just didn't really sit nicely, and Davis set up perfectly for the big-fisted spoil.
Gave Davis a look at it, and the big man smashed it to the boundary. Ball will be thrown in right in front of the commentary position on the members' wing. Just backward of centre for the Blues. Ball goes through. No ruckman takes it. There's a free kick to Osborne. Looked like Keegan must have got it in his back. Brooksby. Osborne now goes up and under, a bit long, bit high. Crabb punches away for South Adelaide. Ball's bouncing around. The tackle's on. Hone's in there. So's Greenslade. Brings down the South Adelaide forward, and the ball's going to be thrown up again just outside the centre square. That was Brown for South Adelaide doing the tough work. Brooksby hits it down, but it's Crocker. Crocker's in the forward now. Kicks it into the attacking 50 for the Blues. Big tackle from behind. It looks like he's put him into the ground. That was Teal brought down the South Adelaide player. Or Hone, in fact. Umpire to throw up. It's about 35 metres from goal, 40 metres from goal. Davis can't take it. In there's Teal. Kicks it off the ground. He can't take it. Greenslade again. Reed is there. They're all just looking for the umpire. He's been called. Dragged it in underneath him, the South Adelaide defender, in Haynes. Free kick's gone. Looks to me to be Teal is going to come up with his blue boots, and the blue boy is only 35 metres out from goal when he kicks his 25-metre penalty. This is ridiculous now. That must be the 6-1 and at least from South Adelaide. They're throwing the game away. They're in front, they're just giving it away if they're going to give away goals like that.
Yeah, that'll be really frustrating for Coach Jared Wright, undisciplined from South.
Tealy now from inside the square. Bang, it's a goal. The umpire doesn't have to move. Second goal for Sturt. 2 goals, 4, 16 points. 3 goals, 18 points to South Adelaide. And that's the Morris Finance. Your success is our business. Thanks to the sponsors of all clubs in the SANFL. Thank you for sponsoring the Blues, Morris Finance.
First goal there for the Double Blues in this second term, an important one for them. Ill discipline, as we said, from the Panthers. And yeah, as a coach, no doubt that would be really frustrating, Doug, for Jared Wright.
They can't keep doing this. They're in front. They've got control. They can't keep them giving the ball back. 2 points the margin now.
So we're back in the middle. Big Brooksby will set himself against Osborne. Osborne, the former Crows Category B rookie, originally from Tassie, was playing some basketball, as Doug said in the intro, and came over to the States for some college tryout. The ball will go forward for South Adelaide, inside 50. Good spoil at the back there from Beamans. The hand pass, little wayward from Zust. Good work in there from Kruger. He was taken high initially. He's had plenty of time to get rid of it. The umpire said you duck the head, and that's holding the ball. The free will go to Tom Harms. So Harms now. In fact, it's going to come back to the player there, the goal kicker in Teal. So he'll go laterally now. He's got Byron Sumner in some space. He's played the one AFL game for the Swans back in 2011, Byron Sumner. Former Eagle Junior off that beautiful left foot. Kicks down the line, but the kick just held up in the breeze. Great mark there from the big man in Brooksby.
Terrific work from the skipper.
Just judged the flight better. Spent some time in the AFL, of course, with the Gold Coast Suns. Keegan Brooksby, and a co-captain this year with Joel Cross. Brooksby will kick down the line. Kruger needs to compete. Does well to spoil it. Clever work there from Liddle. Taps it towards the advantage of the aforementioned Cross. Liddle with a good shepherd. Cross now should use the ball. Unfortunately, off the outside of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Put his hand up straight away to apologise. You could see he was trying to do the right thing, Doug. Just went to centre it. Slewed off the outside of the boot. Free kick to the Double Blues. It'll go the way of Jake Ville.
You don't see that much from Cross, do you? That sort of miskick.
Dare I say he'll be cross with himself.
Double cross. He's from the back pocket. Bill goes just outside the 50. Big push. Keegan Brooksby's got a free kick. Pushed in the marking contest.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. It was right in front of us.
Playing with the ball here. They won't give it back, the Blues. They better hurry up. Brooksby's got it now. He's 60 metres from goal. Goes to the hot spot. Into the corridor. Great football. Ball's hit the ground. Quickly Teal. He's been rejuvenated. Looks like a push in the back to Teal. He takes the ball. Looks like how good a difference a goal makes. Teal's right in the action since he's kicked that goal. Goes out wide now. Could be Greenslade with the ball. Taking the mark. Looking one way, then the other goes across into the middle. The Blues now out wide. Battersby just about to take the mark, just on the edge of the attacking 50 in the back pocket. Blues are under pressure. South Adelaide got them locked down. They're just about one-on-one everywhere. Created a bit of space, but Stevens, Fraser Evans, just tried to chip one to Sumner. Couldn't quite get the angle right, and it's gone out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, good pressure from Fit.
In ball by Noble to the corridor, centre up forward. The ball's up and down. That's handball out there quickly by Rankin. Goes wide, and as Haynes has a shot for goal. He's missed. It's gone to the left-hand side. It was 45 metres. Could have been a lot better. Haynes should have kicked that goal. The pressure's still on the Blues. South Adelaide have got control at the moment. Blues going wide in the pocket. Down to Evans. His left foot again to Battersby.
Yeah, wasted opportunity for South Adelaide there. Should have done better. Haynes as Battersby in the Lawn Bowls pocket here at Peter Motley Oval.
They got him blocked in though, Phil.
Battersby, a former Crows rookie, kicks down the line. Osborne competes. Ball at ground level. Penfold doing some body work in there for the Panthers. Was the second gamer in Coleman. Ball does come out in the end. Beeman's just having a little bit to do with Hone off the footy. And the umpires come in and notice that. Toby Medlin right on it. And he's going to pay a free kick. And it's going to go the way of the double blues.
Yep.
Beamer's just using a bit of force with the forearm on Josh Hone while he was laying down on the ground. The umpires don't like that.
Beamers didn't like the tackle. That's what did it.
So Hone with the free kick. He's got a teammate in some space. It's Crocker. He'll push to left half forward. Penfold gives him a lead. It's a nice pass. So Penfold now.
Well, the Grange, they call him Grangey. Quite appropriate.
There's a vintage pass inside 50, and Reid takes the mark. He's possibly within distance. The breeze probably into his face slightly. He's right up against the apex of where the boundary line and the 50-metre arc meet.
Not much wind at the moment. He might pinch something here.
Thomas Reid, premiership player last year. Spent some time with Geelong as a rookie. Steps onto the paint of 50 now. The kick starts left. It's working back. It's across the face. Through for a minor score. So the double blues go on to 2-5-17. South Adelaide a 3-1-19. We're 10 minutes gone second term. You're on the Digital Pass and Soundful Radio with Doug Robertson.
If anything, that ball was pushed across probably by the breeze. So Sturter kicking into the breeze. Noble takes it for South Adelaide now. Collotto handballed across. They've got the open space. They're away here, South Adelaide. Into the attack now. A nice kick there by Heaslip. Finds in the pocket Fitt. Liam Fitt takes a chest mark. He's pretty confident of his ability here.
Well, he's on the right side for a left footer.
He's a left footer, and he's right on the boundary. He'll kick from probably one step inside on the tape of the 50-metre arc. So it'll have to be a good kick.
The breeze should fall in his favour, Doug. Started out left, let it come back.
He likes its chances. He's put it up high. It's not moving. It's gone straight. He's probably allowed for a breeze that's not there at the moment, which is unfortunate for Fitt. Don't knock the way, kick that ball. It just didn't get any swing. Ball's about to be brought back in. 11 minutes in. Margin is 3 points. South Adelaide. Pretty good struggle this. Sumner now takes a short kick from full back and goes long. Over the back, a big strong punch and takes him to the ground was Brown, Tyson Brown with a smashing big left hand fist.
Yeah, I reckon Johnny Greenslade down in front of us. I reckon he got a knee right in the back of the head. So he's a little slow to get up, but he's as tough as they come, John Greenslade. I'm sure he'll shake it off.
Ball thrown in again. Just forward of centre. South Adelaide's way. They lead by 3 points. Almost 12 minutes into the second term. Neither side giving much away. South Adelaide have come here with a plan to hold the ball, I think, and chip the way through the defence of Sturt, which is the best in the league. Goes out wide now. Noble will be first to it. He's tackled straight away and held in tight, but over the shoulder. And Penfold gives away a free kick for over the shoulder to Noble. He goes into the attacking 50. Hard at it, running hard with Stevens. He kept it in front of him. Tackles as he was handballed it away. The ball spills free. Running through was picked up by Coleman, the young kid Coleman. He's gone long and wide, just gone wide. 17-year-old just missed the margin now 21 points. 12 and a half minutes into the second term, South lead.
So Fraser Evans will take the kick-out duties for the Double Blues down there at the southern end. Goes sideways to the right back pocket, and he's got a teammate out there in Colquhoun. He'll chip short, the former Power and Central Districts player. And Greenslade marks, gives off to Taggart. Some good running movement now from the Double Blues. Now out towards McAdam, who we've hardly mentioned today, Doug.
Yeah, hardly seen.
Ball tapped over the boundary line for a throw-in, right in front of the playground pocket.
It's Tyson Brown has got the job on McAdam. A very attacking play, McAdam.
Yep. McAdam has been very good this year. Spent some time in the waffle with Claremont, the nephew of Gilbert McAdam, Bulldogs legend. As the ball goes back over the boundary line in front of that playground again, and we'll have another boundary throw-in. So 13 gone second term, Sturt 2-5-17. They trail the visiting Panthers 3-3-21.
I think the crowd's a bit stunned. No one's moving, no one's talking.
Deathly silence across Peter Motley Oval. As a free kick has been found, it's going to go the way of Nick Liddle rather. As Liddle just backward of centre wing on the outer side. And Coburg in the VFL has been a stalwart of the SANFL now. As the ball goes out towards Fields, he flies with the one hand and fists it over the line for a throw-in.
He's quite an athlete, isn't he? He's 192 or nearly 6'4", and runs really hard, 93 Ks. He can leap.
Yeah, surprised he didn't get more of an opportunity with Carlton. Only played the 3 AFL games.
He's not too old, you know. He's 25 just for a recall.
Son of Neville, of course, played some VFL footy with Essendon. As the Double Blues will take it away from the resumption of play. Colquhoun runs this way, that way, gets into trouble. Great smother out there from Hellier. In fact, rather Zust getting those two boys mixed up. Kobe Hellier played in the reserves, which, by the way, was a good win to Sturt. 14-10-95. South Adelaide 7-12-54. The Double Blues twos won by 41 points. As the ball will be thrown back into play on that outer side, as we see Big Fields up against Haran. So, in fact, in front position there, Reid won the hit out. Down there looking for Kirkwood. Gets a desperate handball out, looking there for Till. Now to Veal. Good work, good hand pass. Gets it out now for Veal. His kick towards Taggart, brings the ball to ground. Good crumbing from Hone. Now to Evans, in a bit of trouble. Gets around the would-be tackler on the non-preferred left. His kick, though, should be chopped off by Coleman, who read it nicely. Put himself in the dangerous spot. And the youngster with the free kick will chip short and find Davis.
Took some courage. He took that mark well. Ball now with Liddle. He goes wide. Taken now by Haynes. Haynes on the half-back flank for South Adelaide. He's down just across the centre, but Fitz slipped, recovered and smashed in, and he was hit equally as hard by Fraser. Ball's gone to ground again. Abe's there to pick it up. Abe Davis, handball's forward. Taken by Fitt again. He's tackled as he goes to ground. Handball's away. Ball goes back and is kicked out nicely by Harms into the centre of the ground. First one there is Brad Crabb. King Crabb there for South Adelaide. Kicks it back now. It's flicked back to a teammate who goes forward. Hits the ground and first to it looks to be Stevens. He's wrapped up in a big tackle, brought to ground by Kruger.
The crowd have found their voice all of a sudden, Doug, and what was assisted by a little bit of a scuffle and a fight in front of us there. Liam Fitt and Fraser Evans just having a bit of a wrestle.
Don't mind that. Show a bit of heart, show a bit of anger. You're not going to be pushed around. Both teams stand your ground. That's good. Ball's down now. Big tackles put on. Abe Davis straight back on the job. Mine back on the job. Ball will be thrown up. Inside, just inside the attacking 50. Right in the corridor, central corridor for Sturt. They trail by 4 points. Ball up and down. Greenslade couldn't get free. In there was pace and courage and strength. And Stevens, Veal and Fields for South Adelaide. He was the one who went for the ball. He dictated what happened. The others had to tackle. Ball up and down. Grabbed out of the air quickly and kicked forward by Harms for Sturt. It's into the centre. Taking the loose ball. Looked to be Redigolo. He loses possession. Abe Davis is there. Throws to the ground mercilessly. Evans by the look of it. Ball's going to go up now. Big Abe put on the tackle. He made Mark Evans feel that one. Slammed him into the turf. Just forward to centre. South Adelaide's way. They lead by 4 points. 17 minutes into the second term. Noble comes through with the ball. Looks to be legged. Umpire agrees.
Yeah, the umpire that wasn't right in front of the play was seeing through a bit of traffic, paid the ball.
Off the cross he goes, spears a pass into the half-forward line, off the ground and picked up in his Rankin. He kicks it up and under, only went 20 metres in distance, but under the ball, takes a chest mark. Beautiful work, great work there by Kruger. He showed his strength and the fact that he could keep his mind on the ball. Didn't flinch. That was great football.
What really impressed me as well, Doug, was his body positioning. As he jumped in the air, he turned his body to protect the drop of the ball and took the mark on the chest. And it's in a tough pocket, in the right forward pocket down here in the lawn bowl's end. So important shot on goal in the context of the game.
He knew he'd cop one then. He knew he'd wear one, but he just prepared to take it. Comes in now. He'll only kick from 20 metres on a tight angle. Comes in now with the left foot. Just squeezes it in. It's a goal. South Adelaide have kicked their fourth goal. They go to 4-3, 33 to Sturt, 2-5, 17. Reminiscent of 2 weeks ago when South Adelaide took the lead from the Eagles and dominated. And they're looking good. Their second quarter's been really good.
Yeah, and I guess Jared Wright, the message he will be imploring at halftime, much like last time that these two sides played, was 4 quarters of footy. That's the key. You mentioned that they were good last fortnight against the Eagles, but after halftime the Eagles came out and dominated them. So South Adelaide, they've got all the running at this point in time. And they lead by 10 points, 18.5 gone in the second term. We're not far away from the player spotlight. It's a computer-generated thing. Doug, I might get your thoughts on who you think the second quarter player spotlight will be shortly.
I think Fields will have to be in the running. I think it'll be a South Adelaide player.
You know, the man that just kicked the ball out of the pack there for Sturt, Till, he might be a chance as well. He's had plenty of possession and also kicked that goal for Sturt. But it is certainly South Adelaide with the advantage in this second term. They lead 4-3-27 to Sturt, 2-5-17. As the ball thrown back into play over there in front of the playground here at Peter Motley Oval. The clouds getting quite dark and gloomy here at Unley. The hand pass went forward there for Sturt, a rare inside 50 for them. Davis, though, up to the task for the Panthers. Gives it off there to Heaslip, gives to Fields to Cross. Bang. He kicks towards half forward. Kruger couldn't take it. Good work out there by the Sturt defender in Fraser Evans. Gives a handball off, then a Shepherd, then the kick around the body. Couldn't quite take the mark, Kirkwood. Ball at ground level. Hunter in there for South. Umpire says nothing doing. Veal applies the tackle.
For old Kirky's blinking there. He copped 2 players over his shoulder, hit him in the back of the head.
Yep.
Trying to get his vision back.
He's been okay so far in this second term. He's had the 15 disposals as the ball
really good.
Will be taken out of the pack. Coming forward, he slipped. Couldn't quite get it to ground. Taken high. I thought in a tackle there was Rankin, but it was a legal tackle. He's been pinged for holding the ball. Good work in there from Fraser Evans.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to get rid of the ball. He didn't take that, so the tackle, even though tall, he did duck.
So good work from the umpire there, right on it. And Doug Robinson spotting it as well. The kick from Evans was a poor one, overshot the target, spills into the hands of Heaslip. His kick partially smothered by Till. It could be that player spotlight coming up shortly. Backward handball now towards Evans. Good work by the Double Blues defence.
Well
and
done,
that player
Brown.
spotlight is Joel Tearley. We'll come back to that shortly. Brown for South Adelaide inside 50. Unopposed taking the mark there was Rankin. He can handball over the top. Now South will kick 2 in a minute, and it's Kruger that gets another one. Great work defensively from the Panthers. Then they push the ball forward, and well done by Rankin. Unselfishly handballs over the top. And Nathan Kruger, Doug Robertson, causing a few headaches for the Double Blues defence.
Yeah, but what about Brown's attack on the ball from half back? He just ran straight through the centre. No one was going to stop him. It was like a silver bullet train. Straight through and just banged it forward. South Adelaide had a bit of space then. They had the overlap. They created the 1-on-2, the 2-on-1 rather, and it was easy over the top and a good goal to Kruger. South Adelaide really putting the pressure down now.
Yeah, good work there from Kruger. And just as we mentioned, Joel Till is the player spotlight for the second term, thanks to Total Investment Property Solutions, helping everyday people invest in property.
Ball up and down now. It's just gone towards the wing on the outer side of Peter Motley Oval. 16 points the difference. South Adelaide got the lead. They've been more efficient. They've been more efficient with their attacks forward, their forays forward. And they're going to have to pull something out the bag here, I reckon, the Blues. Matt will have something. Maybe their defence is not quite right, but their attack certainly isn't. The attack certainly isn't right at the moment. They can't find a focal point. Mike Evans is being well watched. As the ball's tossed up again, just forward of the centre, out wide again. South Adelaide attacked the ball brutally, but tackled and brought down. There was a good, strong tackle there by Slimming.
Yeah, it's a really good point you make, Doug. I think Sturt this year is certainly lacking a Corey Beard-type player up in attack. We know Corey retired from Sandford, headed home to the Eyre Peninsula to the farm. They have got a couple of players coming back from injury in the reserves, including Jake Sutcliffe, who played his first game for the season earlier on in this morning's reserves game. So forward line structure is a bit of a worry for Marty Mattner at the moment.
It is, and I think they might have to push Reid forward in the second half, or at least some of the time, to give them a marking target. They're taking no marks in attack. South Adelaide are. So there's a big difference. Just their attack's not functioning yet, the Blues. And the margin's not great, 16 points. There's a long way to go in this game. But 16 points in the context of this game, where there's only been, 5 goals, 7 goals kicked, it's getting margin. It's getting a decent margin. Coming forward now with Slimming with the left foot to the half forward into the corridor for the Sturt. Noble takes it, can't take it, loses it. Handball quickly, charging out from defence again. The Panthers clear straight back into the attacking area, and it was only good judgment by Jack Stevens, who took it on the chest 1 metre behind the pack. Good play, Stevens.
Yeah, judged the flight beautifully and took the strong mark, not knowing what traffic was coming behind. He'll then go laterally and find a teammate now in Harms. So Tommy Harms, assessing his options, gets called to play on by the umpire now. He goes short and finds Crocker. Physiotherapist by trade, Matty Crocker. Winter goes short.
Good footballer, Crocker.
He is. He's unassuming, gets the job done. He's a fitness machine, Matty Crocker. He'll go short now and find Evans. So Sturt just playing some keepings off. And Fraser Evans now will go short with the pass and find Stevens. So he's deep in the left back pocket down at the southern end. 23.5 gone second term. Sturt 2-5-17. Trail South Adelaide 5-3-33. And now the kick was a shocker from Stevens. Out of bounds on the full. And the free kick is going to go to Liam Fitt. Byron Sumner just giving the ball back. So Fitt, 80 from goal. Off that left boot, goes inside 50. Jumping early was Rankin. Ball at ground level. Crumb nicely there by Haran. Gets a handball out to Hunter. Steps through some traffic. Gives it back to Rankin from the top of the square. Steps through some traffic. Should have done better. His kick was partially smothered there by Harms. It's still in play. Tommy Harms was going to concede it over the boundary line, but he does well to jam it on the boot. Backing back Coleman did well courageously and follows up nicely. Some support there for South, but the free kick's going to go the way of Osborne. Did well to get the handball on quickly. Now to Greenslade. Good forward movement there from the Double Blues. McAdam marks. He's played on. Brown running him down. Good work. McAdam gives it out there to Greenslade. Back to McAdam. He'll go inside 50. Sturt need a goal. Taggart flies. Good crumbing. Penfold gets it on the boot. His kick pass, he's smothered. South's defence holding up strong. Well done, Haynes. Got it from Fields. The kick around the body. Still in place. Sumner left forward pocket. Will go inside 50. A well-weighted kick. And he finds a teammate there in Taggart. So South's defence stood tall, but weight of numbers won out. And in the end, Byron Sumner with a bit of class dug finds Rory Taggart, who needs to go back and kick an important goal for Sturt.
Well, he'd be happy Taggart's got this shot because they need this goal badly. At last they found a mark inside 50 and it was good play to stop, look and chip. Now Taggart's got to kick this 45 to 50 metres to kick the goal as he comes in.
We're right behind him up here in the commentary box, Rory Taggart.
25-minute mark. He gets under the ball beautifully, sleeves it right through the centre. He smashed it through. That's the third goal to the Blues. 3-5, 23. They trail 5-3, 33. They're still struggling to bridge that gap, but at least they showed something up forward. And having said what I have about their forward line, someone like McAdam could destroy that margin in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly right. He's been well held by Tyson Brown, as you've pointed out a couple of times, Doug, but he's the type of impact player. He's got involved now. That'll do his confidence well, and a great finish from Rory Taggart. As we said earlier, his second stint back at the club after spending some time as a player coach for North Warrnambool last season. Ball back in the middle, an important clearance this one, Doug Robertson.
You bet it is. Abe Davis takes the touchdown by Big Brooksby. Nice looking athlete, Brooksby. He's 6'6", strongly built, not an ounce of fat. Goes in, pushes Reid under the ball, gets it down, but Kirkwood takes the steal, kicks it forward, and Haynes marks for South Adelaide. They go wide now. It's fit under the ball. Good grab. Sumner was right on him, but it had no impact. The good hands there.
He's a likely type, Liam Fitt.
Yeah, he's got hands like Spider-Man. He just grips it. Ball's down. Beamans couldn't take it. Right on his hammer was Harms for for Sturt. He goes off to Calhoun. Up and under, goes forward. South Adelaide at the ball. Up and down, he takes a good mark, and that's Coleman, the 19-year-old, showing his maturity.
Yeah, he certainly has been impressive. Just his second game, he reads the ball well, and he's not afraid to back himself in. Just 17 years of age.
Kicks the ball to centre up forward. Under it was Stevens, brings it to ground. Battersby first to it. The tackle goes on hard. The umpire says the Sturt fans wanted a free kick for over the shoulder, but I think they were ambitious. As the siren sounds, South Adelaide still lead at half-time by 10 points. South Adelaide 5-3, 33. The Blues, Sturt, the home team, 3-5, 23 in what has been a tense struggle between two oppositions, and South Adelaide's attack on the ball is the only thing that's making the difference, because they then create a bit of spacing forward and they're taking some marks up forward, whereas Sturt is struggling to do that. Good first half. It's only 8 goals kicked, 5 to South, 3 to Sturt, but the tension and the attack on the ball, the team play for both sides is really good. Sturt simply must find a marking target in half forward if they're going to do it. The ball, two of the major goal scorers, usual goal scorers for the Blues, Mark Evans and McAdam, had 2 disposals each.
Yep.
And not hit the scoreboard. So the pressure is certainly on the Blues to find a forward who's going to spark them and start penetrating, kicking some goals.
Well, the third term about to get underway. The umpire holds the ball aloft. Your first commentator will be Doug Robertson.
Big Jack Osborne pushes it forward. First there is Abe Davis from South, though. The ball's bobbled out of his hands into Sumner. He drops it. The ball's down and Liddle's got it. Can't get away for South Adelaide. This will be a ball up. Liddle's been creative in the first half. Very, very, very busy.
Kicked it a great goal as well, didn't he, that snap over the shoulder?
Oh, yeah, he knew it was a goal from a long shot straight off his boot. There he goes now, left-hand pass. Went out to Fields, who was collared straight away by Greenslade, who caught one in the throat. Must have been an accidental, because he was behind Fields, and Fields probably remonstrating, using his bodies, bumped him with a shoulder or something in the throat. He'll be all right, though. Greenslade, ball up and down. Kirkwood kick, scrubby kick out of the pack. Goes out and is taken there by Redigolo, who's put to ground just forward of centre, or backward of centre for South Adelaide. As the umpire comes in, 1 minute into the second term, South Adelaide lead by 10 points. Ball up and down, virtually no one touched it. Big Abe Davis takes a quick kick out of the pack, and it was marked by the running always in front, Joel Cross. He goes forward to the half-forward line. Couldn't take the mark there and come to ground. They're running now. The South Adelaide's back to Liddle. Liddle goes forward into the forward pockets. Looking for Brooksby. Brooksby used his height. It was over his head, but he reached out as the ball went past him, just caught it in his fingertips, and he'll have a shot from goal 35 metres out on a tight angle.
Yeah, that's where Keegan Brooksby has the advantage over his opposing ruckman there in Jack Osborne. The athleticism for him to push forward, get into dangerous spaces. But I want to make mention of Ben Haran. He was outnumbered 2-on-1 on the outer side. He was the South player, won the critical contest, got the ball inside 50. Joel Cross involved again, Doug, racking up plenty of possessions early.
Brooksby taking plenty of time. Coming up to 2 minutes into the term. South lead by 10 points in the second half. Comes in now, Brooksby. Nice easy run up, head over the ball, kept it low, but it's gone wide. The umpire makes plenty of ground to his right. It's gone through for a point. South Adelaide 5 goals 4, 34. Sturt 3 goals 5, 23. Margins 11 points.
Page will bring it in for the Double Blues. He'll go sideways and find a teammate there in Colquhoun. He'll now kick down the line, looking for a lead there from McAdam. Sturt do well to keep the ball in play. Greenslade got a hand pass out to the running Slimming. Tries to evade Davis. Slimming goes to ground. Does well to get the hand pass forward to McAdam. Good kick inside 50. Looking for the lead-up player there in Reid. He wants chopping the arms. Brad Crabb said, "You're kidding me." Yeah. And Crabb, a disciplined defender as always. And I reckon Marty Mattner must have been listening to your commentary, Doug, because you mentioned Reid forward, and he started in this third term deep in attack.
It's a move they've used before.
Absolutely. And used it to good effect, so they'll swap Osborne and Reid, and Osborne will contest this throw-in. One that hit out beautifully down to Slimming off the left boot. Wobbly kick towards the goal line, needs a favourable bounce, but misses to the left.
Beautiful work there.
So a minor score to Sturt. They're 3-6-24, and they trail South 5-4-34. 3 minutes gone in this third term. The kick-out will be taken by the second gamer, Tate Coleman, for the Panthers.
Dead set. Set move that from Osborne down to Slimming. And Slimming on the left boot. Ball's come out now and easily marked by Somerton. Deep in the back pocket. On the western side. And Southern in front of the bowling green. At Unley Oval. He just kicks and hopes. Brooksby was caught under the ball. Big Jack Osborne just used his bulk. His massive size. He pumps the ball back into the attacking 50. First there was Reddy Gola with a hand up. Punches it forward. Onto the edge of the boundary. This will be taken out, and umpire's still waiting. Yeah, holding the ball, and that's correct actually, because the young fella in Coleman, he was waiting for the umpire to say this is out, but he wasn't actually out. You've still got to play the ball.
Absolutely, and most importantly, as a youngster needs to learn the lesson, you've got to play to the whistle. Exactly. The whistle needed to be blown for out of bounds. It wasn't. So Mark Evans, who we know can kick the freaky goals, is lining up for his first, tucked deep in the right forward pocket down at the southern end.
Well, he's a goal-hungry forward, and that's the type he wants, and he hasn't had a shot at goal yet, so he'll be very keen to kick this one. He comes in now from 45. He's kicked it too hard. He's gone to the right, slipped in behind the the goal post, for a point. And now the Blues go to 3 goals 7, 25. They trail South 5-3, 34.
As the kick out from the Panthers has been coughed up. It was a poor kick and a poor choice from Somerton, because he's kicked it straight down the throat of Byron Sumner. Sumner back in the league side this week, and this will be the perfect start for the second half for the Double Blues, Doug Robertson.
He'll like that. He's got virtually a free kick. It's been given to him. He's right on the mark, and he took it well.
20 metres out, 30 metres out rather, directly in front. Very good kick is Sumner, and this is no exception. Straight through the middle, Byron Sumner with the first goal of the opening half. Look at the teammates get around him. They know he's had a tough start to the year, serving an 8-game suspension, and the first goal for the Double Blues. Morris Finance, your success is our business. A great start for Sumner, his first, and the Double Blues get their fourth. They're 4-7-31. Just a 3-point ball game now. South 5-4-34. An important first goal for the Double Blues, Doug.
Yeah, so for all the great work that South Adelaide did in the first half, they didn't get a big enough lead, obviously, and that's now been eroded with 1 goal, basically. There's a 3-point lead. So they're in trouble. They need to do something.
Yep, we did say at halftime off air that this could be similar to the game against the Eagles a fortnight ago.
Exactly. The third quarter was atrocious. The South fans, let's hope it's not a repeat. The ball is scrambled out to outside the centre circle, on the edge of the square, centre square that is, on the wing, on the members' side. Peter Motley Oval, the ball's thrown up again, Reid underneath it. But big Brooksby goes to the front, pushes it down to Liddle. Liddle's handball's quick to Fields. Fields on his natural left foot goes way into attack right in front of the goal square in the corridor. Beeman's with it. Handball's off quick to Rankin. Rankin's got some space. He goes out wide. It's set shot for goal, looks like. Joey Haynes, he's kicked for it. Umpire's under it. Joey Haynes has kicked a goal. That's a very good answer by Sturt. By South.
Yeah, great answering goal from the Panthers. Well done by Haynes. Made amends for his miss in that second term. And importantly, Doug, they got the answering goal straight away. We've seen South Adelaide sometimes get rattled when teams get a little bit of a run on. And importantly, Haynes steadied. Great work from Rankin, who heard the voice, saw the space. Yep. Haynes was in and Haynes finished.
Yep. Rankin could have been forgiven for wheeling around and having a shot himself from there, because that's what he's in there for. But his team-first style resulted in a goal. It was good work by the Panthers.
And South Adelaide's first goal brought to you by sponsors Balfour's, baking people happy since 1953 as we're back in the middle. It's a 9-point ball game in favour of the visitors. As we see, the umpire will throw the footy aloft. Brooksby will compete against Reid. Brooksby with a beautiful hit out. Hunter just a touch of the fumbles. It's taken there by Reid of South Adelaide, but Joel Cross, Reid of the Sturt side rather, Joel Cross of South Adelaide smothered the handball.
Good
has
play.
time to has a bounce, kick into the middle of Peter Motley Oval. Marked there by Brooksby, off to the running Beemans. Good ball movement, South Adelaide.
Yes.
The kick over the top. Judged better in the flight there by Rankin. Went through and over the hands there of Kruger. And Rankin, as I said, Doug, just judged the flight better. He's lining up for his first, about 30 out, directly in front.
How quickly was that from the half-back line? There was one kick, a handball, marking a handball by Keenan Brooksby, and then Beeman's put it down the throat of Rankin. Not his intended target, by the way, but he still marked it.
And who else was involved in that passage of play? None other than Joel Cross, of course.
Of course.
As Matthew Rankin, former West Adelaide player, lining up now, 30 out, directly in front, deliberate in his approach. Good-looking kick. It's a goal to the Panthers. Rankin gets his first. South Adelaide skip away their seventh, 7-4-46. 8 minutes gone, Sturt a 4-7-31, a 15-point ball game. I reckon that might be game high. And South Adelaide, Doug, they're off to a very important start. Sturt got the first, but the Panthers have answered back with the last two.
And didn't they look good the way they did that? They had to turn the ball over, they had to win it back, and then they use it beautifully from the backward of the centre square. He kicked it straight into his ruckman, who found some space, because Brooksby moved in anticipation. It's good football. As the ball goes up, Brooksby again out the middle. Sumner comes off the back of the pack. He runs through and his left foot goes forward. The punch to the ground beautifully was by Sumner from South Adelaide. They're on the edge of the square. Wrapped up in there. Haynes wraps up his Sturt opponent, brings him to ground. Could be Slimming. That's just couldn't quite get away. Great play. Slimming steps up, gives the ball back to the umpire. It's right just on the one step inside the attacking 50 for the Blues. Brooksby again, this time down to Fields, but he's attacked straight away by Teal. Other Sturt players. Ball's gone back to the umpire. Very tense, big pack around the ball. Inside the 5 metres inside Sturt's 50. Kirkwood takes it off hands, gives off to Veal, who just bangs it with his right foot. He's gone out of line. He's kicked it a long way. It's a beautiful goal to Thomas Harms. The South Adelaide youngster the Sturt midfielder just banged it through. As soon as he kicked out from outside the 50, he knew it was a goal. It was good work by Kirkwood, got it out to him quickly.
Yeah, I was just thinking as the South Adelaide defence was going to hold strong again that it's an important forward foray for the Double Blues and a rare goal from the running defender Tom Harms. So importantly, just pegs back that deficit, back now to a 9-point margin, and it's certainly game on in this third term. 10 minutes gone. Sturt 5-7-37, South Adelaide 7-4-46.
Well, they're showing that both sides aren't afraid to attack from anywhere. They both got confidence, both teams.
Back in the middle, Osborne won the clear hit out. Battersby has been a little quiet today. Good work, Brooksby of South Adelaide gets boot to ball. Now to Fields, hands off to Beemans. Jams it on the boot inside 50. Rankin leads his opponent to the ball, but it just goes past the South Adelaide player. Last possession out of bounds. Guy Page for the Double Blues, the recipient of the free. Chips short and finds Colquhoun. So Sam Colquhoun played some sample footy for the Bulldogs, 10 games, but his grandma's a Sturt supporter, so she'll be pleased he's switched over to the Double Blues. Of course, spent some time in the AFL with Port Adelaide. He's kicked backwards now to the goal kicker in Harms. It's a beautiful kick, but Vill dropped what he should have taken. It spilled out of his hands and over the boundary line, so a good opportunity now for the South forwards. Down there at the northern end, just to the left of the playground, right forward pocket for the Panthers. As the ball will be thrown back in. Big Osborne will set himself up against Davis. Osborne uses the body well, palms it down there to Battersby. His handball partially smothered. Liddle could have been taken high or in the back. The latter was chosen. In fact, it was the former. Over the shoulder, umpire Huntermark has paid. And Nick Liddle knows where the goals are. He's going to steady himself now and go back and line up for a goal from about 40 out on a 45-degree angle. This one, an important one for the Panthers, Doug.
Well, the game's starting to open up, Philip, because this will be the fifth goal if he's kick it in 9-10 minutes, whereas in the first half they could only manage 10 goals between or 12 goals between them.
So Liddle now lining up for his 16th disposal. He's already kicked one goal. Shuffles his way in. Kicks laconically from about 40. It's not going to make the distance. It's marked on the goal line, is it? No. Cross there still. Sturt's defence desperately trying to tackle it through for a rush behind. But it is going to be balled up right at the goal line. A very dangerous spot now for the Sturt defence. Big Osborne should try and concede it through for a rush behind. Still in the field of play. Good work there from Greenslade. Handballs are back to the voice of Crocker. Yeah, and it's a last possession free. It's not deliberate, it's just last possession. The hand pass from the Sturt player missed the target. Now Nick Liddle, hard up against the fence there in the right forward pocket, gets a lead from Davis.
That was Greenslade who handballed it to the boundary quite deliberately.
Yeah, he looked for Crocker but couldn't quite reach him. So Liddle, he's just looking inboard, but I reckon he's going to go inside. He's found a teammate in Davis. Loose checking there from the Sturt defence. That'll disappoint Coach Marty Mattner, and we know Abe Davis is a booming kick. He'll now line up from exactly the same position where Nick Liddle had a shot a moment ago, Doug.
Well, it was lack of concentration by some Sturt defenders because everyone was focused on the goal square. The South Adelaide big ruckman just drifted back, gave himself some space. The ball came easily to him. Now he's having a shot for goal.
So, big Abe Davis, the man from Maroubra, will steady himself in, keeps it low, keeps it straight. Does he? No, misses to the right. So a minor score for South there, 7-5-47. Sturt 5-7-37. 13 gone in the third term as the Double Blues will take the kick out, and it's through the avenue of Guy Page.
Short pass, mark taken. Little right on the mark. It's Veal, took the mark low. It's deep in defence. Just on the eastern side, he's gone to the eastern wing. Big pack forming. Ball's come to ground. There's a mark taken in front of that pack, and he's taken a bit of heat to get that. It looks like Evans has taken the mark. Evans, and he's now going to kick long towards the half-forward flank, looking for Jack Osborne. Osborne 2, grabs 3, grabs, he's marked it. And it was under pressure, good strong mark. Attacked the ball well. Goes forward now to the hot spot. Reid was first man there. He got two hands to it, went to ground. Off the ground was crossed. He handballs away to Fields. Fields' kick is smothered. Handball out to Kirkwood. Kirkwood snapped with his left foot. It's straight. South Adelaide can thank the experience of their King Crabby. Brad Crabb just back there on the line. He punched the ball through with only centimetres to margin, I'd say.
I reckon millimetres even, Doug.
Yeah.
It was right on the goal line. It was as much on the goal line as you can get. So a little unlucky there for the Double Blues, but great defensive work from Brad Crabb. He's been great today.
Terrific snap by Kirkwood.
It was out of a pack, so Haynes takes the kick out for the Panthers. He'll go
Big
long.
Osborne, bang.
Big Osborne sits underneath it, uses that big frame, takes the mark on the chest.
I read recently how he had difficulty adapting to the rigours of football after being a basketballer. He certainly learned.
Yeah, he's been in the system now for a few years. The kick inside 50, well judged by Summerton and the South Adelaide defender. Former Eagles player, marks from defensive goal square. He'll come now to this broadcast side and find the second gamer in Coleman. So Tate Coleman, the under-18s captain of South Adelaide, playing league footy. Gives it there now to Brooksby. Brooksby goes forward, backing back Stevens. Good body work off the ball by his Sturt teammate. Stevens now for the Double Blues comes inside the centre square and finds Hone. He'll go laterally to the outer side. Crocker marks, gives the handball dangerously inboard. Greenslade got it from Veal. Back now where it started with Crocker. Makes a better decision on this occasion. He'll go laterally to find Colhoun. Sam, you stepped inside the line, so play on the call. The umpire says play on Sammy. Kicks the ball inside 50. Brooksby back with a disciplined spoil. Still in the field of play. Kirkwood on the non-preferred left. Puts it to the goal line. Back there trying to take the mark was McAdam. Fisted through from Fields. So Sturt peppering. They move along to 5-9-39. South Adelaide a 7-5-47. 16 gone in this third term. And the kick out comes from Coleman, goes to the left back pocket, marked by Tyson Brown.
McAdam's getting frustrated. He's trying to push Pieper after the event. It's not going to help him. He's got to get onto the ball. Short kick went to and marked to Somerton. South Adelaide on the halfback flank. Members side goes short. Crabb created something. They're well blocked in. The Sturt crush is on. The Blues have got everything lined. They're playing spaces. Crossed in the middle. Very dangerous. There's McAdam. Cuts in front. The kick from Crabb fell short by half a metre. McAdam was quick enough to jump, and he's a 6-footer. He jumped up high, took the ball really well.
Yeah, it was good anticipation of the play, wasn't it? And intercepted the mark nicely. Now needs to go back, not only for his confidence, but to keep Sturt in the hunt and slot this one, does McAdam. As I said earlier, played some waffle footy with Claremont. Played last year with Scotch College.
Margin 8 points as McAdam comes in, 5:49. He's in one step. He tried to hook it too far, and he's hooking it straight across the front side of face of goal, and it's gone out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, you commentated that well, Doug. You set off of a step. He was very kind of casual in his kicking action, kind of kicked across his body, and the result being out of bounds on the full. As you said, he's feeling a little bit frustrated out there as Collado brings the ball in for the Panthers.
He's obviously a confidence player, and South Adelaide's close checking has taken that away from him right now. It's up to him to show some maturity, McAdam, to get back into this game, because the Blues certainly need him and Evans to start scoring. Ball's out of bounds on the far half-back flank.
Yeah, the boundary umpire just had to go and retrieve it. And while we've got a break in play, might mention I've got the Bureau of Meteorology map up on the computer, Doug, and I think we might be lucky and miss the rain. There's a little bit of showers passing over Stansbury on the York Peninsula's east coast, so we might just survive full-time in this contest before we see some of that rain.
Let's hope so. It'll only be a shower if it comes. The ball's up and down. There's a big pack around it. Players grabbing other players. Ball's gone to ground. It'll be a ball up. Umpire comes in. Half-back flank for South Adelaide. Ball's thrown up. Harron beaten by Reid in the ruck. Ball's come to ground. First one there was Liddle. He's tackled straight away, brought to ground. The umpire says, you're pinged holding the ball. Somehow he thought he had an opportunity to get rid of that. He did take a pace after picking the ball up, pace or two. Probably could have handballed off. Very harsh.
Yeah, look, prior opportunity, I guess, deemed there by the umpire, and Nick Liddle's paid the price with Matty Crocker, the recipient of the free kick, lining up and needing to have a shot on goal.
And there goes McAdam to have a spell. He's been called to the box. Sit down and get his head right, I'd say. Ball's out on the half-forward flank, just on the edge of the 50 now. Coming in now for a long way out. Kicks from 48. Long, but it's a point. It's gone to the left-hand side. And this is how they opened up, with opportunities gone begging. The Blues now 7-5, 47, they trail. Start that again. 5-10, 40, they trail. 7-5, 47. Good kick mark taken by Collado.
Yeah, the kick out came from Coleman. Collado back underneath it nicely and took the mark.
He's a big lad too.
Yeah, the man from Sacred Heart. So defensive 50 will kick to that centre wing outer side. Brooksby sets himself. Big Keegan takes a strong mark in the hands. That's what you love to see, your big ruckman at full flight. Keegan Brooksby now kicks down the line. Rankin jumped early. Judging the flight of it beautifully was Guy Page. One of those unassuming defenders that just gets the job done every week.
He certainly is.
The man from Edwardstown. He'll go short and find a teammate now in Battersby.
Trying to create space.
Better as this game's gone on. He'll go now in defensive 50 and find the free Harms. Harms now for Sturt. Kicks down the line to a one-on-one. Brown with a good spoil for South. Off to Davis. Got it from Fit. The Abe Davis hand pass missed the target, as did the hand pass from Jack Stevens for the Double Blues. He was looking for Kirkwood. He just puts his hand up and apologises for that error in skill.
Far too hot, wasn't it? He thumped that ball, went over Kirkwood's head.
Yeah, exactly right. So the ball's at half forward in between the arc of 50, the centre half forward line. Umpire Tobias Medlin throws the footy up. Brooksby won this one down only as far as Hone. Just tried to bustle the footy out of his hands was Ben Heaslip for South. As the ball will be thrown up now in front of the ruckman Keegan Brooksby, who is our player spotlight. He's been sensational this afternoon, Keegan Brooksby. And the Flinders Uni are inspiring achievement by bringing you the South Adelaide player spotlight. And that was Keegan Brooksby, who, Doug, he's just been fantastic. What a great recruit for South Adelaide, coming back after some time in the AFL, and he's certainly one of the best ruckmen in the competition.
And when he was up there, he learned a bit about agility and fitness, because he's slim, he's strong, and he's very, very agile.
Well, I watched him play games for the Gold Coast as a centre-half back. I mean, they had some ruckmen up there at the time, and Brooksby there on cue probably was pushed in the back. Yeah. The whistle's gone. It is going to come back. The umpire off the footy has paid the free. Tom Harms just saying, umpire, I used my body, but he did get in the back of Keegan Brooksby, so...
He must have sleep apnea, that umpire, because it took him 15 seconds to realise it.
It was in delay. Maybe he was waiting to see what the advantage was, if there was any, in fact, from South Adelaide. So
yeah, maybe.
Reid now is standing on the arc of 50, and the kick inside is a good one. Couldn't quite find the outstretched arm of Davis. South Adelaide's Abe Davis kicks towards the goal line, and it almost went through, so it's gone through for a minor score, though. And that takes South Adelaide along to 7-6-48. Sturt 5-10-40, 21 and a half gone, third term.
Stevens dropped to mark. He should have taken, but goes back quickly. Kicks along to the wing on the outer side. Good penetrating kick, but it's Collado. KO Collado takes an easy mark in front of the scoreboard. Margin 8 points. South Adelaide hanging on here. They're still in the play. They're still at 50-50 balance this contest. Ball's big pack formed around the ball. Half forward for South Adelaide. It's big Abe Davis trots over, and Keegan Brooksby looking quite the athlete, runs to the spot. He's rucked almost all day. Ball's got in. Brooksby brings it down. There's a big pack of players. Good strong tackle. It's a 0-0 draw, and the ball will be bounced again 4 metres from where it was only 10 seconds ago. Ball's going up now. Brooksby underneath it, pushes it down over Tom Reid's shoulder. They've got big Jack Osborne at full forward, the Blues. They're resting the ruckman at full forward, trying to find that marking target they don't have. It's been the only reason they haven't been in front since early in the first quarter. That is out is Rankin. Rankin goes across to the centre half forward position. Ball's hit the ground. South Adelaide in possession, got nowhere to go. Errant handball hits the ground, tackled to ground. Ball spills out. Harron on his left foot from 15 metres, slams it on, goes wide. Should have been a goal. Big error.
Yeah, it could be crucial in the outcome of the game, Doug. That could be a telling moment in this game. Big Harron missing from the top of the square as Sturt take the kick in quickly. Now it's with Harms, a beautiful pass, finds his teammate in Slimming, gives a hand pass off to the running Hone. The boy from Mount Lofty takes a bounce, takes a second, he can take a third, he can run to 50, steps inside 50, Josh Hone. The kick's missing to the left. Does Big Osborne still got it? No.
Great play.
Crunched up against the post, good work Brad Crabb. South's defence still under pressure, Summerton up to the task. South Adelaide now through the avenue of Tyson Brown. We'll go to centre wing, Beamans flies, good work at ground level by Crocker. Couldn't quite take it. In fact, it was Ville. South Adelaide go forward now. Page for Sturt sits underneath it. Cross had a fresh airy. Off now there to a teammate for South Adelaide in Stevens. Gives it to Ville. Got it from Fraser Evans. Goes now towards half forward. Collado with a spoil. Haynes back there. Gets a shepherd from Summerton. Haynes now from defensive 50. Jams it on the boot. Backing back Big Reid. Then Stevens taken over the shoulder surely. So a free kick going the way of the Double Blues. Backward of centre wing. 24 gone. The Sturt side trail by 4 points. The ball now at half forward. It's going to go towards Taggart. Couldn't take it in the second grab. Well done there from Penfold. Gives it off to Dodd. His flying shot on goal. Josh Dodd's kicked it. In the blink of an eye, the Double Blues get an important goal. They're sixth. They go to 6-10-46, just a 3-point deficit against South Adelaide, 7-7-49. And Dodd hasn't had much of an impact today, Doug, but he bobbed up at the right moment.
Hugely important goal, that one, for the context of this game, and the fact that South Adelaide's Harron missed at the other end only less than a minute before. Terrific football.
Yeah, like I said, those important shots on goal missed. That could be crucial in the outcome of the game. Keeps the Double Blues in this contest. They will be kicking in the last term against about a 4-goal breeze.
24 minutes in. 3-point the margin. South Adelaide hanging on by the fingernails. Ball up and down in the centre. Been a tough contest. It's open up a little this quarter, make it a little bit more entertaining as a spectacle, but all day it's been really enthralling.
It's been dour, a bit of an arm wrestle, hasn't it?
Enthralling game of football. Up Keegan Brooks, brings it down again. Brooksby in front of Reid. Reid had a very bad fatigue disease when he was young, when he was over in the AFL, and he's recovered from that. So he's the fact that he's playing at all is a marvellous testimony to him and his dedication and his fitness regime as the ball goes into the half forward. Slimming steals it back from South Adelaide. Slimming 1-2 with his skipper, goes through the centre. Looks to be Hone. Hone with his right foot goes forward, but falling back. Nicely marked. It was just over the head of Raggett, and it was marked by South Adelaide. Oh, the kick from Summerton's taken over and snatched by Hone. He's on the turnover. He's gone long and hard into Big Jack. It's over the back of the ball. Evans picks it up. Looks like Dodd again. Another goal to the Blues. They take the lead. They've come crashing through. The Blues come through. That's his second goal, Dodd. 2 in a couple of minutes. Good football by the Blues. They've smashed it through. They're putting up their challenge. It shows they're ready for this contest.
Absolutely. Great work, though, to Big Jack Osborne. Crashed the pack, created the contest, brought the ball to ground, and Josh Dodd ran into an open goal square. Great crumbing. And the Double Blues have hit the lead for the first time since Joel Cross's goal at the 24-minute mark of the first term. So South had led for all of this contest after quarter time. So at that point in time, we're back in the middle. Important clearance this one. Brooksby wins it down to Cross. Went without it. Davis could have been pushed in the back. A team tackle. Look at that. Sturt with 3 players tackling Abe Davis. And the umpire says, my footy. So 27 gone in this third term. Sturt have hit the lead. They're 7-10-52. South 7-7-49. Panthers will go forward through the avenue of Brooksby. Well trapped there by Beamans, but a great tackle. Colquhoun turns the footy over. Sturt now with it through Battersby. Back to Page. Questionable handball. Good pressure, though, from South's defence.
They've turned up the heat, haven't they, the Blues?
South's forward defensive pressure was good. Adam Hunter made his league debut for Sturt. Played the one game for them. Just slow to get to his feet. And back and played in a flag with Mount Compass a few seasons back. Important clearance this one. In the back there was Kirkwood. Cross lucky not to give away a free. Then jamming it on the boot was Liddle. His kick partially smothered. Davis just tried to barge his way through. So the three-quarter time siren imminent. 27.5 gone third term. It's a 3-point advantage to the home side. It's the sun shining here on Peter Motley Oval. The shadows lengthening. And right on cue, there is the three-quarter time siren. 27 minutes and 49 seconds this third term went for. And we see those three-quarter time scores. Sturt in front. They're 7-10-52. South Adelaide are 7-7-49. The Panthers have led for the majority of the contest. They led by 2 points at quarter time, 10 at half-time. And it is now Sturt by the tune of 3 points. We'll give you the goal kickers. We have 2 there for the Double Blues to Josh Dodge, both in that third term. 2 to Rory Taggart. Singles to Joel Keeley, Byron.
That's a good tactic. You can do that.
Yeah.
And let your attacking lethal weapon lose off the lead. I think that's the play by both.
I think what also is good is that we will probably see the rain not come to us, because looking at the radar again, it has dissipated a little bit over the Eyre Peninsula, the York Peninsula rather, and kind of up north in the States, mid-north, there's a little bit of a heavy band bringing some showers. So sun still bathing here at Peter Motley Oval. Three-quarter time scores thanks to Mercedes-Benz Unley, the best or nothing. We see Sturt 7-10-52 leading South 7-7-49. The crowd has dispersed from the Oval. We're just waiting for the players in their final positioning. The umpire will get us underway. As the umpire holds the footy aloft, and your caller to bring all the action for this final term is Doug Robertson.
Sturt with 4 goals at quarter to 2 have taken the lead as Jack Osborne's up, but beaten by Brooksby, takes it out of the air. His kick is smothered. Ball's now punched forward. It looks like Fields. No, it wasn't Fields. He should have had a free kick for a high tackle, it looked to me. The South Adelaide player's been brought to ground as the umpire comes in and says it's a draw, and I'll start again. That was Tyson Brown. Had a good game today. I think Fields and fit are the keys for South Adelaide if they go to win this. Hone, there's a quick kick out of the pack and Hone takes the mark. He's still outside 50, right in the middle in the corridor. Looking forward for the short pass. He goes short. Intercepted beautifully. Well done by, I think it was Brown. Just put a hand up, bring it to the ground. South come out now. A chain of handballs on the big long kick to the wing. Under it was Beamans. Showed no fear. Grabbed the mark, running with the ball. Kicked it, but it was too long for Davis. Gone loose. And Jack Evans picks up in handballs. Play on's the call. Now on the wing with Kirkwood. Kirkwood looks up, goes forward, looks for Big Reed. Forces way to the front, punches the ball to the ground, then kicked up off the ground and kicked forward. Oh, it was a bad break. It was an off break. Could have been a goal. And that was Rory Taggart. Slammed the ball forward. It bounced in the square. Broke the wrong way. Unfortunately for the Blues, 1 point only.
2 goals, 1 for Taggart on the day, as we see Fraser Evans just coming from the ground. Just copped a little clip around the left eyebrow, so there's a little bit of blood running from it, as the kick out will be taken again by the second gamer in Coleman. Ball wasn't taken by a teammate. Good work down there, though, from Liddle. Gives it to Summerton. Puts his teammate in Coleman under pressure. Jams it on the boot. Clears defensive 50 temporarily. The big man in Osborne handballed at the toes of his fellow ruckman Reid. And then South will clear it from the dangerous zone. Good sliding mark from Kruger. Dives in front of the interchange gates. Nathan Kruger.
This contest is right on now.
Made his debut a couple of weeks ago against Central Districts. Impressive youngster.
Beautiful
athletic
kick.
build. Beautiful kick down the line, as Doug said. Couldn't quite take it. Beamans follows up with a nice tackle on Page. And the umpire says, my footy, gentlemen. So in between half forward and the arc of 50, right in front of your commentary position. Round 10, Sandford Maccas League. Phil Aspinall and Doug Robinson bringing you all the action. Brooksby won the hit out, though, for South. Gives it there to Liddle. He takes it away now from the contest. Gives it to Redigolo. He's been quiet today. You'll hear the voice of a teammate of Brown. Great work out there from the Double Blues player in Taggart, but Brown keeps his feet. Follows up now on the non-preferred left off the side of the boot. The kick will slew. Still stays in the field of play just over the head of Harms. In the end, beats Hurren over the line. So we'll have a throw-in. We've gone 2.5 minutes final term. No change to the... Well, in fact, Sturt with one behind extra. They're 7:10:52. South 7:7:49. Ball thrown in left forward pocket down at the southern end.
Terrific work there by Tyson Brown. He had the player coming at him when the kick was hung in the air too long, and he still kept his eye on the ball and recovered beautifully as Sturt clear from the half-back flank looking for Kirkwood. Bang! He's hit and Redigolo couldn't stop Kirkwood. He's a little tank. Kirkwood goes flashing through.
Amazing since he's crossed over from Port Adelaide. He played the 85 games for the Magpies, came over in 2014, Doug, and has won 4 consecutive best and fairest and thrown a couple of Magarey medals, a couple of state captaincies, 2 premierships. What a great football resume.
And a couple of Foss Williams medals.
Absolutely, yep.
So the guy's right up there with the all-time greats of SANFL football records-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably some would say perhaps unlucky not to have played some AFL footy. Perhaps his only knock is his speed, but we've seen these days a lot of slow players running around in AFL ranks.
Yeah, they're usually about 6'7" though.
Yeah.
And Kirky's not. The mark in front. Is that Fields just taking the ball out of the air? Beamans there, the former Magpie. He's just spun around. I can see his number now. Nice, good, strong mark. Beamans is a good, strong player. He's about 6'1" or 2" in the hole. Got his hands right up in front of the pack. He'll kick from 45 on a slight angle. I don't think the distance will bother him. If the wind is coming, it might be coming across his face now. The wind seems to have changed. In he comes. Beautiful kick off the boot. Gone to the right side. The umpire moved. But that's a goal. 4 minutes in, and South Adelaide 8 goals 7. 55 take the lead. Sturt 7-11. 53. 2-point margin. The Panthers are fighting back.
Yeah, great goal there from Beamans. Of course, the first goal of the final term for South Adelaide, thanks to Balfour's baking people happy since 1953. And I think we're going to have a seesawing battle in this final term, an important final term goal there for South Adelaide. There's Beamans.
Good long kick. Good goal.
Former Magpie player, as Doug said. Dates the sister of Travis Boak. So, did leave Port Adelaide in good circumstances. Just wanted more opportunity at league level as South will go forward, but stepping underneath it, taking a strong mark there, Fraser Evans.
He's been magnificent. Him and Stevens again.
He's come back out after getting the head strap. He's removed the long sleeve jumper that he started the game in.
He does.
Off that beautiful left foot kick. He'll now spot up and find a teammate out there in Battersby. Backward of centre wing.
He's getting into the game.
Hand passes now over the top to Slimming. Back in a 1-2. Battersby now loops over the top now with Page. He runs his full measure, then kicks towards half forward. Brown, who does do well to get a spoil on it. McAdam at ground level. Coleman for the Panthers gets a handball forward, but it is last possession free, so it's going to go the way of the Double Blues. And that man is Tom Harms from Foss Camden. He'll go inside 50 now, put it to the hot spot. Where's Osborne? Where's Jack? Couldn't take it, backing back. Good crumbing there from Hone. He tries to get a hand pass out. He's wrapped up immediately in a tackle from the South Adelaide player in Redigolo. But it's at the top of the square for the Double Blues. A dangerous position for the stout South defence. Coming in from the side, Brooksby. Osborne beautifully down off his own boot. Kicks it into the woodwork. That would have been a fantastic goal. Guided it down off of his boot, but a minor score. Sturt move along to 7-12-54. 7-11-50. Yeah, 7-12-54. South 8-7-55. A 1-point ball game 6 minutes in.
Haven't Sturt looked far more attacking and dangerous with the big man in the goal square, Reid and Osborne.
Yeah, exactly why they play the two big men. They can rotate. Gone are the days where you just play your one ruckman. The two big men really adding some versatility to the Sturt forward line.
Ball down now. Liddle can't take it. He's under pressure. Sumner had him. Ball's spilled loose over the toppers. Looks to be he slipped, jumped on the top of the pack. The ball, umpire's coming in. There's nothing happening, so he'll split it up and throw it in the air. Almost 7 minutes. Margin 1 point to South Adelaide. Snapped out of the pack to the wing. Fields couldn't take it. Ball's hit the ground. Good body pressure. Fitz slammed straight into him. Sumner just let the ball go. Should have been a free kick. Umpire couldn't see it. Unsighted. Battersby slams one over his shoulder. Goes out wide. Haynes now looked up and found Liddle. Beautiful kick, Haynes. Running past Liddle quickly was Hunter. Hunter now into the taking 50. It's Haran there to go for it. And Haran against Harms, and it's come to ground. Snapped over was Rankin. He's kicked it far enough. Play on was the call. He's on the left foot. Big high one. And this looks to be Kruger. The left foot's big snap. It's a goal. South Adelaide's 9-7, 67. They take the lead and Sturt 7-12, 54. That's his third goal, Kruger. 2 in the third quarter. Great reflex action. That was good mark because the kick by what was his name? Rankin went up and down in the same spot, only travelled 10 metres. Then grabbed by Kruger in a good mark, had to play on quickly from the angle, kicked the goal, left foot, good play.
Yeah, good contest down there as well by Haran. Kept it in a dangerous area. Rankin, as you said, tried to kick the miraculous goal over his shoulder and just read better by Kruger, judged the flight beautifully. So South now out to a 7-point advantage, ball back in the middle. It's going to be a clearance going the way of the Double Blues through Kirkwood, the captain. He'll kick now towards half forward. Mark Evans hasn't been sighted too much this afternoon. Couldn't take the mark. Escorted over the line by Colotto. So that could be a really important goal in the context of this tight tussle. And great to see Ben Haran, who we talked and gave him a bit of a rap to say, you know, should have kicked that last goal, just involved with keeping the ball in the dangerous area.
Sumner's really given Evans a hard day today.
He has. Sumner's a quality defender, is back from the resumption of play. Kirkwood with yet another clearance. Handballs over the top, looking there for a teammate in Dodd. He's wrapped up immediately in a Fields tackle. And the umpire says, my footy, gentlemen. Dodd kicked 2 important goals in that third term, the boy from Mannum. As the clearance goes the way of South, and that's through their clearance king and Cross. Got it down from the player in Brooksby, now towards half forward. Good to see Beeman's back out there. Copped a heavy knock earlier, but it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Double Blues. An important forward foray for them. It's Sam Colquhoun with the footy. Played the 16 games of AFL footy with the power, including a final against Collingwood. He'll go inboard and find Slimming off the left boot. It's a dangerous kick looking out there for Evans. Does do well to take possession. Gives it to Taggart. Here's the voice inboard of Teal. Gives it back now to Sumner. Steps around some traffic. Gets on the left boot. Goes in towards the left forward pocket. Hone couldn't take it. Good pressure from Redigolo. Ball spills over the boundary line. Left forward pocket down there in the northwestern pocket. He'll be thrown in back into play. 10 minutes gone, final term. It's South 9-7, 61. They're leading Sturt 7-12, 54. And you're on the Digital Pass and Samford Radio with Doug Robertson.
Abe Davis was magnificent there for South. He stopped the ball from going through to Stevens. He couldn't mark. Then he tackled Sumner with one big long arm and pulled him down and stopped the kick from getting away. Ball's now on the wing. Hard at it is Reid. He goes in with the body first. Goes down quickly, picked up and handballed out was Page. Greenslade now goes out wide. It's in the hands of Sumner. He goes inside from Crocker. Sumner's on his left boot. Looks towards goal. Puts it in the hot spot. Big Jack Osborne! He's grabbed it. He's got the super glue grip. He's got hands like a frying pan. And he just slammed that right in the middle. Yeah. 202 centimetres. No one could get near him.
At full stretch, even Brad Crabb, one of the best defenders in the league, couldn't take it. Big Jack put the mitts up. Needs to kick this important goal.
Match-winning move if he kicks this. He slammed it through. Sturt now, the Blues go to 8 goals, 12, 60 points. They lead South Adelaide. That's his first goal, and they lead South Adelaide comfortably now. Midway through the last term here at Unley Oval after South Adelaide reached back the lead. The score again, 8-12, 60 to the Blues, 9-7, 61 to South Adelaide. South are holding on by that fingernail, but it was a very, very important mark and goal by Big Osborne.
Yeah, great move from Marty Mattner to have the big fella down there in the goal square, and great work from Sumner at the 11-minute mark. It's a 1-point ball game in favour of the visiting South Adelaide Football Club.
Tense game, tough game.
Back in the middle, big Reed up against Brooksby. Reed won this one down, then follows up nicely, soccers it forward. Coming through, Crocker gets some body work against Fields. Crocker's second effort was good. He's wrapped up immediately, though, by a group of Panther players. Joel Cross, Tarek Redagolo and Tom Fields amongst them. Umpire Medlin throws the footy aloft. Brooksby won this one down clearly, but taken there by Crocker. Another forward 50 for the Double Blues. Good work, Evans. Somerton there with the spoil for South, down to Fields, but first to the footy was the player in Crocker. Another possession for him. Inside 50, where's Big Jack? Just barges through. Ball spills out the back for Dodd. Here's the voice of a teammate. Haynes does beautifully. Gets a shepherd from Crabs. South's Joe Haynes clears defensive 50, but it's going to come back with interest. Marked out there by Colhoun. Here's the voice in board now of Greenslade. Right in the middle of Peter Motley Oval. Feigns the handball. Look to give off now to a teammate in harms. Went in that direction. Tom wasn't expecting it. Now Sturt have some numbers and time to win out. Colhoun will go back inside 50, but good mark Collotto. Stood up in defence for the Panthers. Takes a strong mark. 30 from defensive goal. We have gone 12 and a half minutes final term. Collotto looking to switch the play, but he should look to kick down the line. And the boy from Sacred Heart will go in that direction, out to centre wing for the Panthers.
Nice long kick to halfback for the Panthers. Ball up and down. It's on the ground now, right near the boundary line. Players jump on the ball and each other. They'll all draw. In comes the umpire. 1 point the margin, South Adelaide. 13 minutes into the last term here at Unley. Nice conditions. Very little wind at the moment. Ball up and down again. It's pretty tense. No one can get free. Handball's come out quickly. There's a kick out of the pack. It's gone forward. There's a big man up there. Play on's the call for the umpire. Ball's come to ground. Running out of the Southwest defenders. They've been brought down. Series of strong tackles. Umpire comes in to ball it up. Series of strong tackles there as South try to clear it.
Sturt perhaps a little unlucky not to get rewarded with holding the ball with the forward 50 tackle. The balls did spill out in the contest. Play on the call.
That was Greenslade. Kirkwood now from the ball in. Kicks it long. Quick hassle about the defenders. Gone out. There's a quick kick out of the pack and it slams straight onto the chest of Harron. He's taken the mark, the big man. He's inside the defensive 50. Left foot out to the back flank. In front and running hard. Takes a good strong mark. Was Zust. Kick now. I think that was Liddle. Kick now out to the wing. It's gone one. Another short mark. A short kick and a mark.
Yeah, Liddle to cross. The great combination.
Yeah. The Abbott Costello of the SNFL. Ball's gone out wide over the back now. It's going towards the boundary. It's outside of the attacking 50 for South. South are onto it. The ball's hit the boundary. Right over bounds. It's been touched. It'll be thrown in. Right on the paint of the 50-metre arc at the southern end of Peter Motley Oval. 14 and a half minutes. Margin 1 point to South Adelaide. The final term.
Score check, obviously thanks to Mercedes-Benz Unley, the best or nothing. The visiting South side by 1 point. The ball thrown back into play. Reed with front position. Hits it down beautifully to his Sturt teammate there in Kirkwood, but he's turned the footy over. Taken by Hunter. Jams it on the boot. Right forward pocket. Left forward pocket rather. And it's marked in the field of play by Kruger.
Done it again.
He's on the wrong side though. He's a left footer. He's going to look to come back in board. He's just assessing his options. He hasn't looked towards the goals as yet. He's setting up to perhaps come back in board. Yes. He's going to go that way now. A little bit of a 9-iron kick. Sets a task for Rankin. Set himself early over the top of Ville. Flew a little early but took it nonetheless. And I suspect distance may just trouble Matty Rankin here. He does have a slight breeze behind him. And he is lining up for his second goal on the day.
I think he had to go a bit early then, Phil, because the ball landed on the opponent's head. He had to push him under.
Yeah, and Ville's a lot taller than him. So Rankin now. 24 games with the Bloods previous. 19 disposals, 4 inside 50s last week. This could be one of the most important goals in his South Adelaide career. From the step of 50, the breeze gets under it. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal to the Panthers. Rankin gets a second. It's a great goal for South. They're 10th, 10-7-67. Extend that lead against Sturt, 8-12-60, 16 gone in the final term. What a great kick from outside 50 from Matty Rankin.
Wonderful. He took a brave move to bring the ball back into the centre. The South did, and outside the 50, he had to push his player in Beale under the ball, his opponent. He took the mark, a beautiful overhead mark. and then finished off with a goal. And that wasn't easy to do. It was a long way out.
Yeah, and what will please Coach Jared Wright was the unselfishness from Nathan Kruger. He's had 3 on the day. He could have had a left foot banana shot on goal, but he did the disciplined thing and centred the ball.
Well, not an easy kick. It was a risky kick, but that's how you win. Got to take risks. No glory. You've got to have glory. You've got to have guts. Ball's out wide, running hard, and kick with the left foot was Heaslip. Goes out towards the boundaries, bouncing, trying to get there as Liddle to touch it. Oh, it's touched over the line. The umpire says I'll throw it in. Just forward of the centre, forward of the centre wing for South Adelaide. 17 minutes in, margin 7 points, South in front. Been a tough game, they've led most of the game. Sturt looking dangerous though in attack with a big ruckman in the square, ball thrown in. Up in front, Brooksby's played a fantastic game for the Panthers. Very gallant. Kicked out is Liddle, snapped off the left foot. In front again was Kruger. He couldn't get the ball. It was punched away to the ground. It's outside the 50, picked up and slammed forward by the defenders. Brad Crabb punches the ball over the line, but I think it was on the full. Brad Crabb will get the ball back right in front of the scoreboard on the outer wing here at Unley. 17 and a half minutes, margin 7 points to South Adelaide. As Crabb puts him just on the edge, there's Kruger again, up and down in front of the pack. He's grabbed it cleanly, 196 centimetres tall. He gives off to Davis. Davis goes to the edge of the square. He's up and down. Stevens got back there, judged the ball beautifully, the veteran defender from the Blues, and pushed it through for a point.
So Tom Harms now with the kick-out duties. That margin, 10-8-68 South Adelaide. Sturt 8-12-60. Harms goes to the outer side. Brooksby brings the ball to ground. Vill, who started the game well, who's gone off the boil a little, is going to receive a free kick for hanging on. Kruger there, the infringer. So Jake Vill, just backward of centre wing, outer side, will kick long down the line, looking there for Taggart. 1-2, couldn't take it. Good follow-up effort. Got a handball of sorts out, but it's turned over. Well done by Liddle. Jams it on the boot, kicks around the body. Kruger could have had a free for his arms taken out from underneath him. He's hurt as well down behind play. South Adelaide will still go forward. Rankin steps around his opponent. Kicks to half forward. Flying over the top there was Cross. He tackles his direct opponent. Good work, Harms. Does well to get boot to ball. Crocker knocks it to the advantage of a teammate. Harms there to lend support. Fit applies a tackle. Fields in there as well. The South supporters applauding the forward pressure. And Kruger still in the hands of the trainers on his haunches on that outer side as we have a ball up inside attacking 50.
And it was Beamans who cleaned him up too. He came across the front. They're getting desperate out there.
Bit of friendly fire. Good hit out from Davis. Down to Rankin. Gives it now to Heaslip. Handballs back to the voice of Liddle. Tries to tap it on to his advantage. He's being held onto. The umpire put the whistle to mouth. Didn't decide to call it. Then Battersby just extricates himself from the contest. Kicks down the line. Collotto.
Good mark.
Good, strong contested mark from Collotto. Judged the flight of the ball beautifully. Then dangerously kicks inboard. Marked by Brooksby. Needs to move it on quickly. South have got some numbers forward of the ball. Big Keegan.
They're showing confidence, the Panthers. They're prepared to take risks.
Just assessing the options now. He'll go with a long kick inside 50. Coming out, taking the flight. The ball was Beamans. Didn't quite judge it. Well done there. Handball came from Cross. Now to Liddle. Kick around the body. And Liddle kicks a ripper. South get their 11th. They go to 11-8-74. They're 14 points in front of Sturt. 8-12-60 as we've just hit the 20-minute mark. And that, Doug Robertson, could be the sealer. Nick Liddle kicks his second.
Fantastic goal of the day. That was absolutely great play by the consummate crummer of the ball. Just knew where to go, picked the ball up, one look over his shoulder, probably 2 steps and bang.
Yeah, we've got a great contest here at Peter Motley Oval down at Glenelg. We also have North Adelaide and Glenelg. A 4-point differential there. And the player spotlight here at Peter Motley Oval, thanks to Total Investment Property Solutions, helping people every day invest in property. It's Sturt halfback flanker Sam Colquhoun. But Sturt have the task ahead of them. South Adelaide go forward again. Jack Stevens trying to repel.
South Adelaide lifting. They put the gauntlet down there, having a press to win these points to show their maturity. Back in the front of goal, we've taken there by Fraser Evans. So big chest stuck out. Goes out to Crocker, who's having a good quarter. Quiet early, but he's gone well. Crocker now goes forward. And up and under trying to find Page, but set the task for him. But Page gets it on to Kirkwood. His scrubby kick goes forward, straight past big Jack Osborne. Picked up beautifully by Taggart. Handball quick. They've gone in forward now to the centre, the hot spot of the half-forward line in the corridor. Desperate play here. Players dragging the ball back in. Boos from the double blues, faithful.
Joey Haynes, the South player that desperately couldn't take the mark and then just sat on the cherry. The umpire, I thought, may have paid holding the ball, but nothing doing.
Played well, Haynes has. Ball's down now. McAdams tackled by 2 players, brought to ground. Have not given him a centimetre to work in, McAdam. They know his quality. McAdam and Mark Evans both well held by Summerton and Brown primarily. Out goes Haynes with the left foot, gets some distance, out to the wing. From behind, they bring it down. Big Osborne's got the ball, tries to dance around, handballs to Evans. Evans on his left foot, goes deep into attack. Out comes McAdam on the chest, bang, grabs the ball. He'll kick from about 49 on an angle. It's not going to be an easy kick, but he's in this side to do exactly this, kick goals.
Yeah, he'll kick from, as you say, just inside the 50, and it's going to be a tough kick, probably kicking into the slight breeze. He hasn't had an impact today. Can he kick an important goal?
Comes in now, kicks it long, the pack moves. He's not going to make the distance. In front, Brooksby comes across and taking a mark. Tireless game from Brooksby today. Goes out to Haynes. Played well on attack. South Adelaide's defence has been good. They've been stoic, courageous and fearless.
And Haynes has certainly been one of those in mention. South's defence just averaging 76 points a game, so they've done well again today as the Panthers try to go forward. Fit there at the fall of the ball, couldn't quite tap it to his own advantage. Follows up nicely. Sumner just gave up on the tackle. Then the hit out over the top from Hunter.
Turnover.
Trying to be adventurous, but it's taken by Harms. High up and under. Brooksby comes out with a disciplined spoil through the hands there of Kirkwood. Hunter with a high up and under kick for South. A lot of numbers at the fall of the ball. Well done, Liddle. His hand pass, though, intercepted by Big Jack.
Bang.
And a big hit off the footy on Hellier. Rather the player in Zust. And he's down, is Cody Zust. He's going to get up to his feet now. It was a massive hit, I think, from Harms. There's not much to him, Cody Zust, but as you said earlier in the call, Doug, he's quite courageous. Now from the resumption of play, the hit out came down there from Brooksby, but Sturt now will go forward through Harms. An important inside 50, couldn't take it, McAdam. Summerton with a quick kick. Rankin down there in defence now for his leg speed. One-on-one with Sumner. Great battle between 2 Indigenous boys. That one might not be last possession because it was accidental off the boot of Sumner. Matty Rankin wanting it, but it's going to be a boundary throw in. So the ball will be thrown in right in front of the Sturt interchange gates. They trail by 14 points, 24 gone. South Adelaide hanging on by 14.
The Blues need a goal now. They're right in this, but they must goal now, and you can't have Big Jack Osborne in the ruck and at the forward line. So someone has to step up. Could be McAdam. Ball's punched in now. 40 metres from goal. McAdam takes a ridiculous flight, didn't even contest the ball, and it was marked by Brad Crabb. King Crabb, he's taken a good strong mark. Very reliable player, Crabb. Goes out wide to Haynes. South have to milk the clock now. 24 and a half minutes. Margin 14 points.
You think it might be a bit too far a gap now for the Double Blues? They must get another goal and quick.
Thought the Blues were going to take this away, but South Adelaide's recovery's been great. Good strong mark again by Stevens.
25.
Well, they haven't given one away since the second quarter, but you don't want to give one away in the last quarter with only 3 or 4 minutes to go with only 14 points to margin. Hands off to Harms. Harms with boom. Kicked it from a long way. Swinging back. Swinging back. Swinging back. It's a goal. Harms has smashed it. Second goal. 21 minutes into the game. He smashed it. Margin was 14. Take off 6. Kicked it a long way. 8 points of margin. That was a great goal and running adventurous play by the Blues. Terrific, exactly what they needed. Something to happen. Create something.
Good awareness, Doug, as well from Jack Stevens. Knows that he wouldn't have carried the distance. Tom Harms is a long raking right footing kick and he gave the handball off, and Harms with that booming pass ended up kicking it through the goals. So an 8-point ball game. With 25 and a half gone, we're back in the middle. Time may be the enemy of the Double Blues. The clearance on this occasion will be critical. Hunter just dives on the footy, coming through Hone, desperate for the ball. Umpire Huntermark comes in and says, my footy. So we're in the centre square, attacking side of centre for the Double Blues. Big read for Sturt up against Brooksby. The aforementioned Brooksby won this. Beamans with a good attack on the footy. Gives it back to Coleman. He's been impressive, the second gamer.
Behind.
Kicks towards 50. Well done by Page. Forward foray now for the Double Blues, out towards the direction of Greenslade. A great spoil from Haynes.
Really
Stamps his authority on that contest.
Really important clash, that one.
And he's actually hit it over the Over onto the road, I reckon we might have to get a spare ball. So this will play into the hands of South Adelaide. The time will tick away. We'll have a bit of time on as we see a member of the crowd just jump over the road, over the back of the fence there and grab the footy.
If Greenslade was allowed to mark that ball, then there would have been another attack in forward. And the Blues need something special right now. They need someone to create something.
It's a tight one here. It's a tight one down at Glider Roll. It's North Adelaide 82 leading the Tigers 72. So 10 points at Glenelg and 8 points here at Unley as the ball thrown back into play. Brooksby with yet another hit out, but this occasion it will be Harms for Sturt. High up and under kick. Sitting under it was Dodd. Good spoil Coleman. Ball goes over the boundary line. So it's an 8-point difference at the moment. South's lowest winning margin against the Double Blues was 13 points back in round 14 of 2013. So we could have a record low winning margin here at Peter Motley Oval. Ball thrown in. Reed won the hit out. Down now to Page. Got it to Honey's. Chased down by Beamans. That could be a game-winning tackle as Coleman with the plant advantage kicks out towards Hurren. He takes it in the second grab against Stevens, and it's the Panthers. Centre wing out of side. There goes the siren. South Adelaide with a memorable victory here at Peter Motley Oval. It's the Panthers 11-8-74. Sturt 9-12-66. 8-point win to the visiting Panthers. Their fans will be ecstatic. 27 minutes and 40 seconds, that final term going for.
Went back in. I'm lucky.